No? Yong Yan was stunned, a little confused. No? What qualifications do you have to say no? At this time, Linger, who was standing next to Yong Yan and had never spoken, frowned suddenly, pointed at Yi Zan and said rather coquettishly. Go away if I tell you to. Why, you talk so much? Do you really think you are a green onion? An SR level profession is just a challenge to the SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. Do you think you can do it? Let me tell you, in the imperial capital, there are a lot of people like you. Linger put on a bad face, looking at Yi Zan angrily. Okay, no need to talk so much nonsense with him. You, get out of here quickly. Yong Yan took a deep breath, her expression already very impatient, and waved her hand at Yi Zan. Then, she didn't even look at Zhang Tian and Su Mei. Here he said, President Zhang, you should leave as soon as possible. Don't get hurt by the SS level Balrog then. Yong Yan's tone was already very cold, even, faintly angry. Hiss. Zhang Tian widened his cloudy old eyes, looked at Yi Zan in shock, and ignored Yong Yan's words. Mr. Yi, this is ready to be tough. Zhang Tian swallowed Xingza and glanced around. But, the imaginary boss did not appear. Dragon Valley Dungeon, did your family open it? At the same time, Yi Zan chuckled and looked at Yong Yan with cold eyes. Is your mind okay? Linger took 2 steps forward. Pointing at Yi Zan coquettishly again, he said loudly. Do you know who you are talking to? Yi Zan ignored Linger, still looking at Yong Yan. Which rule says that if members of the national team come to the dungeon, they can occupy the boss? Why should we leave? Yong Yan was stunned. This young man. My brain is broken. To make trouble in person? She is the master of national standards. Member of the Imperial Capital SS Level Guild. National team professional. Who is Yi Zan, who dares to talk to her like this? SR level? Challenge the SSS Level Supreme Trial? Such a genius. There are really many imperial cities. But, geniuses are geniuses after all, and they are useless if they don't grow up. If it was not preserved, it would have died on the way. If you don't leave. Good. Yong Yan took a deep breath and was too lazy to talk to Yi Zan. He directly raised the staff in his hand. She was going to give Yi Zan some color. Holy flame. Darkness is coming. Yong Yan raised her chin. He looked at Yi Zan with a somewhat arrogant expression and sneered, It's okay if you don't leave. Let's see how long you can hold on. Next moment. Yi Zan's location, black fog comes. Not good. Zhang Tian looked shocked and gasped. Great Demon Tutor SR level skills. Master Yi, be careful. Zhang Tian couldn't help but trembled all over. He really didn't expect that Yong Yan would be so decisive. After all, Yi Zan could be considered an apex level genius. Even if it were placed in the imperial capital, it might not be that amazing. But, it is also a good seedling for the country. In the future, I will definitely be able to join the national team. Yong Yan actually attacked Yi Zan directly. This is trying to destroy an apex level genius. Great demon mentor? Really not bad, at the same time. Yi Zan looked at the black mist covering him, raised the corners of his mouth slightly and smiled coldly. Then, he set his sights on Linger. Name. Linger. Occupation. Dragon Knight, SS. Level. LV.70 HP. 2 million points strength, 6,400. Constitution. 5,900 spirit. 5,500 agility, 4,700. Skills. Sky Cross / SS. Oracle, SS. Divine Healing, SS. Dragoon Heart, SS. Dragoon Blood Armor, Senior. In the dark fog, Yi Zan half squinted his eyes, feeling a little excited. He really had no intention of leaving. Not only do you need to get the Balrog boss template, and he is also very interested in Linger's SS level Dragon Knight profession. God's Wrath. Yi Zan raised the tyrant's authority in his hand and threw an exclusive SR level skill directly at it. There was a pop. The bright and gorgeous light completely covered Linger. Then, Linger exploded directly into an experience value module. Turned into flowing light. All flocked to Yi Zan. Ding, congratulations, you have gained 70,000 experience points. Ding, congratulations, you have plundered the professional skills. Skycross / SS. Oracle, SS. Divine Healing, SS. Dragon Rider's Heart, SS. Dragon Rider Blood Armor, Senior. A cold reminder sounded in Yi Zan's mind. He took a deep breath. My heart couldn't help but tremble twice. SS level Dragon Knight template is here. It came a little too easy, but it's also normal. Now Yi Zan can be crushed to death even by Yong Yan, the great demon mentor. Not to mention a little Yong Linger. Only, even before she died, Yong Linger didn't react. Death was a bit too sudden. Little niece, at the same time. Yong Yan was completely stunned. His expression was frightened. She didn't expect that Yi Zan would go straight to the point of disagreement and kill his niece. It's an instant kill. Yong Yan didn't even react. Court death. You're looking for death. Yong Yan went completely crazy. She took a deep breath, tried her best to restrain the emotions that were about to collapse in her heart, and roared at Yi Zan. Yong Yan is very fond of her niece. Yong Linger SS level Dragon Knight. It is the hope of the entire Eternal Guild. As long as Yong Linger can grow up smoothly, the guild's power will definitely be raised to another level in the future. But now, Yi Zan ruined Yong Linger's future. Each time a professional dies, his level will drop by half. Basic attributes dropped. Career potential suffers. Even the exclusive skills will lose 1 or 2. Yi Zan did this. It can be regarded as completely ruining Yong Linger. How could Yong Yan endure such a tone? Die? Yong Yan yelled like crazy. The power of the great demon instructor completely exploded at this moment. Forbidden Curse. Holy Flame Funeral. Wave-like elements swept in layer after layer, all converging on Yi Zan. Forbidden Curse. This is a forbidden curse, behind Yi Zan. In the dark fog, Zhang Tian and Su Mei were completely frightened. No, be precise. Almost collapsed. They didn't expect that things would develop to this extent. Yi Zan didn't bother to say a word and just killed the apex-level genius in the imperial capital. And now, Yong Yan, the national standard master of this national team. He actually released a forbidden curse on Yi Zan. Not good. Master Yi, run. Zhang Tian shouted hurriedly, scratching his throat. Then, a flash. Try your best to retreat towards the rear. Forbidden curse. That's a forbidden curse. Don't tell me that Zhang Tian is only over 300 levels. Even if he is at the same level as Yong Yan, he may not be able to withstand the Holy Flame Funeral. This thing, if it breaks out completely, it can directly destroy Zhanghai City. Bang bang bang. Dry vines appeared out of thin air, slapping towards Su Mei and Yi Zan. Magister skills. Vine entanglement. Zhang Tian released this skill not to attack Su Mei and the other two. Instead, I want to drag them both to escape, but right now, under Zhang Tian's gaze, Yi Zan disappeared. 2 anomaly. In front of him, he disappeared directly. Subsequently, a 100-meter-long frost dragon suddenly appeared above Zhang Tian. What? Frost dragon boss? Zhang Tian was confused. The pair of cloudy old eyes widened. Where is Mr. Yi? He frowned slightly. Some are confused. Zhang Tian subconsciously released an identification technique, preparing to check the situation of the frost dragon boss above his head. However, the result is nothing can be seen. Rank. Bloodline strength. Skill. All invisible. The frost dragon boss template has been blocked. No, this is impossible. How can boss block templates? There is only one possibility. This is a pet beast. Or dragon mount. The pet beast template has been artificially blocked. F*K. This is Mr. Yi's pet beast? A frost dragon mount. Zhang Tian's eyes suddenly lit up, and he immediately realized the situation. But even an S-level frost dragon pet beast can hardly block the forbidden curse. Holy Flame Funeral. That is the forbidden flame spell that can destroy the entire Zhanghai city. The corners of Zhang Tian's mouth turned purple, and his whole body couldn't help but tremble. At this time, there was already a layer of sweat on his forehead. In his sight, the hot flame elements were sweeping in layer after layer like waves, almost engulfing the frost dragon above his head. Extreme heat. Crazy jumping fire snake. A forbidden spell of this intensity. Once it breaks out completely, how could a giant frost dragon resist? Unless level 7 or 800. No. Even if you are really at level 700 or 800, you still can't handle it. Master Yi, where are you? Zhang Tian frowned. His expression was quite ugly, and he felt like he was about to cry. He scratched his throat, looked around frantically, and called Yi Zan anxiously. However, no respond. Yi Zan, it's like the world has disappeared. And at this moment, in front of Zhang Tian, holy flame funeral. Forbidden curse. It's about to burst. Yong Yan finished chanting the spell. Here, it will be raised to the ground at any time. No, Zhang Tian gasped for breath. His heart almost stopped. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and looked back at Su Mei beside him. Go first. Once the forbidden curse breaks out, even if you and I are hurt by the aftermath, we will. The corner of Su Mei's mouth twitched slightly, and she lost control of her expression. I want to cry but have no tears. She could never have imagined that things would suddenly turn out like this. Yi Zan killed Yang Linger, the apex-level genius in the imperial capital, after a disagreement. Now, national team member, Yong Yan, the national standard master, was angry. The forbidden curses are out. Isn't this the rhythm of destroying the entire copy? Even if Yong Yan turns his anger on her, Su Mei. Thinking of this, Su Mei's delicate body couldn't help but tremble several times, and her legs could no longer stand. Good. Su Mei's plump body rose and fell, and she ran towards Zhang Tian with a frightened expression. Leap. Jumped behind the flamingo. Zhang Tian took one last deep look at the frost dragon. Master Yi, still no response. Finally, Zhang Tian let out a long sigh, patted the flamingo with a complicated expression, and prepared to run away. However, just at the critical moment, in Zhang Tian's sight, the gorgeous frost dragon suddenly raised its head and roared. S level. Absolute zero. S level. Ice and snow. The frost dragon only slightly released 2 skills. Next moment, the forbidden curse released by Yong Yan. Holy flame funeral. It solidified directly, in the sky. A strange-shaped glacier appeared. No, that's not a glacier, but a forbidden spell frozen by ice skills. Fire-based forbidden spell, right? It's frozen directly for you. F*K. Zhang Tian's whole body trembled violently, and he was stunned by the scene in the sky. Petrified. Solidification. At this moment, Zhang Tian was frozen like a forbidden spell. My mind is blank. Forbidden curse. That's a forbidden curse. The flame forbidden spell was actually frozen. What level of frost dragon can calm down the forbidden curse so easily? Level 700? Level 800? Level 900? Or? Yi Zan's frost dragon pet beast has reached level 9. Oh my god. You call this a pet beast? Isn't this king mythical beast? Crazy, crazy. Zhang Tian went completely crazy. It wasn't until this moment that he suddenly understood Yi Zan's confidence. No wonder Yi Zan dares to face hard steel even when facing members of the national team, such as Yong Yan, a national standard master. Turn out to be. There is always a frost dragon pet behind him. The frost dragon of rank 9. A member of the national team who is afraid of hammers. At the same time, not only Zhang Tian was stunned, Yong Yan, who had just released a wave of forbidden spells and was breathing heavily, was also stunned. Her forbidden curse. Frozen. Moreover, the skill of freezing the forbidden curse. It's actually just the frost dragon's S-level ice skills, ice and snow, and absolute zero. What a fuss. A small S-level skill can actually suppress the forbidden curse. The attribute bar is blocked. This is a pet beast, it's not a boss. That little bastard actually has such a pet? Rank? The last time was level 700 or 800, even. Is this a 9-turn divine beast? Yong Yan could no longer sit still. Shock was written all over his face. The little mouth is slightly opened, and a duck egg can be stuffed into it. At this moment, Yong Yan felt a numb scalp and took 2 steps back unconsciously. What to say? Like Zhang Tian, she also realized the situation immediately. This giant frost dragon is most likely Yi Zan's pet beast. It is the support behind Yi Zan. And for a frost dragon that can freeze forbidden spells with just one wave of skills, how can it be ranked lower? At the end of the day, we had to be like Yong Yan. After all, Yong Yan is a SS level Great Demon instructor. Frost dragon. In general, the bloodline strength is only S level. Such a pet beast suppressed the forbidden curse in an instant. It's crazy if your rank is low. Not good. Yong Yan was shocked and suddenly realized the danger. She raised the staff in her hand and frantically threw out several defensive skills. An ice shield filled with holy light turned into the flames of the sun. And water snake entanglements were beside Yong Yan. Damn it! After doing all this, Yong Yan hurriedly took out a bottle of high-level recovery potion and drank it all in one breath. She is now not enough mana, in very poor condition. Originally, she thought that she could definitely kill Yi Zan with a wave of forbidden curses. Give Zhang Taian and others a good intimidation. But who would have thought? But I was careless. Yi Zan is not only innocent, everyone is gone. But one of his pet beasts was causing Yong Yan to panic. Yong Yan, the great demon mentor of the national team. I ask you, now, am I qualified to say no? Just when Yong Yan was panicking, Yi Zan's voice came from above her head. This time the sound, it's a little different from before. With a little hoarseness. Even, the tone of voice is a bit unhuman. Certainly, this is not the point. The point is, where is Yi Xuanren? Yong Yan felt a sudden chill on her back. She raised her head and looked at the sky. Just in the sky above. Clear skies. The gorgeous frost dragon also lowered its head slightly, its golden eyes like burning flames, staring right at Yong Yan. Eyes facing each other. Yong Yan's heart tightened. It felt like it was going to explode, and the back of my head was numb. Who are you? The corners of Yong Yan's mouth trembled slightly, and she shouted at the frost dragon with a frightened expression. It's so scary. How could a 9-turned divine beast appear in a small place like Zhanghai City? If Yi Zan is just an SR level professional, apex level genius. Yong Yan really doesn't take it seriously. There is no other reason. In the Imperial City, there are many people who reach SS level even after one transfer, and Yang Linger is a good example. No matter how high your career potential is and how talented you are, what will happen? Didn't grow up. That means there is no strength. Yong Yan wouldn't care at all. However, the Frost Dragon at rank 9 is different. What kind of background can be used to tame an 8900 level, or even 9 level pet beast for the young people in the family? Even the Imperial capital. This situation is pitifully rare. I am afraid. There are only big bosses at the level of the 9-turn Dharma God. In other words, SSS level, National Head Guild, such an existence would be so generous. Or, the family behind Yi Zan Guild, very doting on him. No matter what the situation is. At this time, Yong Yan realized the seriousness of the problem. Yi Zan, the background is scary, that's why he's so tough. I ask you, now, am I qualified to say no? Yi Zan's voice came again, still no one was seen. He did not respond directly to Yong Yan, but repeated what he just said. You, Yong Yan was stunned for a moment and almost stopped breathing. It's so evil. At this moment, she didn't even know where Yi Xuanren was, and there was an existence that might be a 9-turned divine beast just above her head. Yong Yan was so frightened that her heart almost jumped out of her chest. However, she still put on a bad face and said loudly to the frost dragon in a cold tone, "Don't think." However, the next moment, Yong Yan's words were interrupted. The giant frost dragon lowered its head suddenly, and its muffled roar resounded throughout the entire Dragon Valley copy. Kneel down. Yi Zan's voice, like a magic spell, exploded in the sky. The magical aura and terrifying elemental power released from the frost dragon all poured into Yong Yan. Her already delicate body actually bent slightly. Kneeling on the ground with a plop, clear skies. No clouds. The scene was as silent as a cicada. Yi Zan's loud shout sounded. Do you really think there is no one in Zhanghai City? This sound. Deafening. All the professionals present, no matter how high their rank, were frightened to the point of trembling. Even Zhang Taian was a little unable to stand. I ask you. Now, am I qualified to say no? There was a moment of silence. Yi Zan repeated what he just said for the third time. Yong Yan. I'm almost scared out of my mind, 9-turned mythical beast. If anything, just now she was doubting the strength of the giant frost dragon above her head. So now, Yong Yan can be sure that this damn beast is definitely a 9-turned divine beast. He can directly suppress himself with just the magic aura. Even unable to move, kneel down on the spot. This isn't just a matter of rank 9. It is no exaggeration to say that Yong Yan did not feel such a strong sense of oppression even when facing the 9 transformations god of the third team of the national team. One can imagine how strong this frost dragon pet can be. And the guild that tamed this giant dragon mount for Yi Zan. Or the family power behind Yi Zan, how scary. On sight, silence fell. Yong Yan could hear her own heartbeat thumping. The magic element released by the frost dragon pressed down on her body like a big mountain, almost tearing her skin apart. A strong sense of pain came over me. Yong Yan's expression changed drastically. It is true. These are all true, oh my god. Too crazy. National team member, National Standard Master. Imperial City Head Guild background. I am the SS level grade demon instructor again. However, in a small place like Zhanghai City, he was suppressed by a giant frost dragon beast. No, this is not called suppression anymore, but the tortured body was completely humiliated. Thinking of this, Yong Yan's expression was extremely complicated, with panic written all over her face, and the corners of her mouth turned purple, and she couldn't help but tremble several times. At this time, she was like a dead fish that was about to dry up. She could only open her mouth and frantically breathe fresh air. Otherwise, Yong Yan felt that she was almost suffocating. Her mind went blank. The panic spread crazily in my heart. My whole body felt a little numb. There was silence for a long time. Like a frustrated rubber ball, Yong Yan gritted her teeth and squeezed out one word. Qualified, I was wrong, let me go. Today's matter can be written off. There was another moment of hushed silence. Finally, Yong Yan suppressed her panic, tried to keep her tone steady, and spoke to the frost dragon in the sky. Tone, it's already a bit pleading. The voice was even more trembling. Written off? What a wipe out. You used the forbidden curse to kill me, and you still want me to let you go? The national team is such a grand event, or the SS level guilds in the imperial capital are all so tyrannical? Yi Zan's voice sneered and exploded in the sky. Shocking and enlightening. What you up to? Yong Yan's throat was so dry that she was speechless. She restrained her trembling body and asked with a slight breath. Honestly, Yong Yan panicked. I have a bad feeling. Who are you? What's your background? Harm members of the national team. Harm the national standard professionals, that's a serious crime. Will be jointly judged by the SSS level guild. What on earth do you want to do? Yong Yan shouted in panic. Joint trial? National team? National standard professional? Interesting. Yi Zan's voice. Not a trace of emotion could be heard. Then you let them judge me. Let all the 13th national team be present. Let the SS level eternal guild behind you descend on Zhanghai City. Yi Zan shouted loudly again. This time, the voice is the loudest. Shocking and enlightening. All the professionals who were watching at the scene had their hearts trembling, as if they were about to be exploded by the angry shouts. The whole audience was silent. The whole audience was stunned. I want to see how cruel you are, Yi Zan said coldly. Then, the giant frost dragon shook its huge body. Brilliant magical elements, falling from the sky. Yong Yan was completely covered. SR level. Wrath of God. Skills dropped. Yong Yan's face was filled with fear, and her expression was almost crazy. She wanted to break free from Yi Zan's restraints. Pity. In the end, the entire body was shattered by the brilliant wave of elements. Yong Yan, the master of national standards, ranked 327th in the national server rankings. Die. Yong Yan was shattered and turned into a sky full of experience value modules. All flocked to the frost dragon in the sky. Ding, congratulations, you have gained 70 million experience points. Ding, congratulations, you have plundered the professional skills. Holy Light Ice Shield, SS. Thunder Tribulation, SS. Fire of Water, SS. Flame Judgment, SS. Holy Flame Funeral, SS. Middle Level Forbidden Spell. Name. Yi Zan. Occupation. Trainee Dharma Saint, Senior. Level. LV.60 HP. 350 million points, increased to plus 160 million points. Strength. 126,800. improved by plus 47,500 points. Physique, 133,660, improved by plus 48,200 points. Spirit, 147,700, raised by plus 59,600 points. Agility, 129,050, improved by plus 46,900 points. Cool, so cool, a cold reminder sounded in Yi Zan's mind. Yong Yan is dead. Holy Flame Great Demon Tutor, template. Robbery successful. Not only that, a large number of basic attribute points also poured into Yi Zan and were completely absorbed by his professional template. Him at this time, the strength is already comparable to that of a 9th level professional. To put it bluntly, even if the SS level Great Demon Instructor reaches level 9000, his basic attributes will not be as high as Yi Zan's now. Now, Imperial National Team, all members of Team 13 are here. Yi Zan can also compete with the entire national team by himself. Forbidden Curse. Yi Zan narrowed his eyes slightly and took a breath of air. I was so excited that my heart was trembling. He didn't expect that. The Forbidden Curse was actually obtained. This is a forbidden spell that can destroy the entire Zhanghai city. So cool, it's not over yet. Yi Zan took a big breath, tried his best to restrain the excitement in his heart, and looked at the center of the final boss array. There are 2 final bosses, SR level, Undead Bone Dragon. LV. Level 235. SS level, Balrog. LV. Level 370. Certainly, in addition to these 2 bosses, there is also a Golden Dragon. That was young Linger's mount. The level of the Golden Dragon is not high, only about 100 levels. However, the bloodline strength is not bad either. Like the Undead Bone Dragon, it is an SR level bloodline. Simply put, Yi Zan can also harvest 3 more boss templates. Name: Flamewing Demon Pedigree, SS. Level: LV.370. HP: 120 million points strength, 32,000 constitution, 34,500. Spirit: 31,600 agility, 29,700 skills. Abyss Cage, SS. Ancient Temple of Heroes, SS. Destruction Storm, SS. Endless Killing, SS. Feats: Balrog Blood, SS. Resurrection from the Fire, SS. Furious Heart, SS. 3 boss specialties. All are SS level. Yi Zan clenched his teeth, and his eyes couldn't help but feel a little bloodshot. Not fear, but excitement. I was so excited that my whole body was shaking. After all, Balrog is the apex level bloodline of the Abyss world. Whether it's skills or expertise, it's all crazy. Under the same level, the Balrog can easily crush an SS level Great Demon Instructor like Yong Yan to death. If Yi Zan plundered the Flame Demon boss template, switched to Balrog form, coupled with attributes comparable to the 9th rank. Just imagine, how strong will he be? Even Yi Zan himself doesn't know. At this time, the center of the boss array, Balrog stayed where he was quietly. Behind, 3 pairs of black wings flap wildly, each time sweeping up a terrifying elemental storm. Have to say, as an apex level bloodline in the world of Abyss, the appearance of the flame-winged demon is quite explosive. Handsome, exploded, tall stature, at least 6 meters away. The black flame demon wings spread out in the sky, and it felt like a god was reflected in the real world. Marbled texture of muscles, full of explosive power. The pair of ignited golden vertical pupils are even more brilliant. Where is the boss, clearly like a god, come to the world? Yi Zan took a deep breath again and couldn't wait. He wanted to try how crazy the Balrog form was, Frost Dragon form. Yi Zan has already felt it, the experience is very good. There is a feeling of omnipotence. Even when facing Yong Yan in the form of a giant frost dragon, Yi Zan felt that the over 700 level Great Demon Instructor looked like a bug. If, from the perspective of Balrog, I am afraid, the entire world of job transfer will be stepped on. Thunder Tribulation. The Fire of Order, Forbidden Reflection. Yi Zan shook his body slightly, waved the frost wings behind him, and flew towards the fire demon boss. Countless high-level skills have been dropped. No staff was used. Instead, it was released in the form of a giant frost dragon. All come with frost effects. Ding, congratulations, you have gained 12 million experience points. Ding, congratulations, you have gained 42 million experience points. As soon as the skills come into contact with the Balrog and the undead bone dragon, these two so-called ultimate bosses exploded into data modules. Yi Zhan once again harvested 3 boss templates frantically. Massive experience points. Massive attribute points. They all flocked to Yi Zhan. There was a bang. The Balrog and undead bone dragon boss suddenly burst out with boss rewards all over the ground. Too much. It's all Apex level equipment and Apex level monster materials. Hiss. Yi Zhan took a deep breath. My whole body was congested. Excited. I glanced out of the corner of my eye and took a quick inventory of the loot, including weapons dropped by Linger and Yong Yan. Total is 3 pieces of diamond level equipment, 4 pieces of platinum level equipment, 2 SR level skill books. This wave is so profitable. Yi Zhan swallowed. Not in a good mood. Then, ice blue mist filled the air. Yi Zhan switched to professional form again. At this time, he stepped on the body of the Balrog boss and picked up 3 pieces of diamond level equipment. Certainly, there is also an immortal heart, exploded by an undead bone dragon. This thing is something Zhang Tian desperately wants to get. Yi Zhan looked back. Midair, the flamingo waves its wings of flame. Behind, Zhang Tian and Su Mei looked at him with dumbfounded expressions. President Zhang, the immortal heart, you want? Yi Zhan just stretched out his hand. Lift up that immortal heart. And at this moment, Zhang Tian remained unmoved. As if he was petrified, he opened the corners of his mouth slightly, really scared. Where's Su Mei? He was even more shocked and dumbfounded. Scalp numbness. Certainly, it wasn't just Zhang Tian and Su Mei who were dumbfounded. Dragon Valley copy. On site. But there are still tens of thousands of professionals. Now, the scene was completely silent, dead silence. F*K. F*K. Zhang Tian's heart was about to explode. Damn it. Everything just happened so fast. Zhang Tian was in a state of confusion. First, the 9-turned divine beast appears. Imperial City Apex level genius girl. Yang Linger died immediately. Then, Yong Yan released the forbidden curse. Yi Zhan's frost dragon froze the forbidden curse. Zhang Tian thought that such a scene would be explosive enough. It all made him numb. Who would have thought? Damn. Yong Yan was actually killed by the 9-turned divine beast. Yi Zhan, he never showed up from beginning to end. Anomaly disappeared. And what about his pet beast? That 9-turned divine beast, that giant frost dragon. With one skill, Yong Yan, the national standard master and national team member, was turned into a scum. Damn it. This is too damn outrageous. The most terrifying thing was Yi Zhan's loud shout. Do you really think there is no one in Zhanghai City? I ask you, now, do I have the right to say no? Then let them judge me. Let all the 13th national team be present. Let the SS level Eternal Guild behind you descend on Zhanghai City. Grass. Explode. Zhang Tian's scalp started to feel numb. My whole body was shaking uncontrollably. The wrinkles on my old face are about to crack. Yi Zhan's loud shout echoed crazily in Zhang Tian's mind. My dear mother. Who is he? The national standard master of more than 700 levels, the great demon mentor, kill whenever you say. The SSS level trial is totally cool. Let the national team come to Zhanghai City? What the hell kind of background does this have, and what kind of strong background do you have to say such things? At this time, Zhang Tian's cloudy old eyes widened, and he was sucking in air conditioning like a giant whale in the deep sea, trying to regain consciousness from his oxygen-deprived brain. But, he opened the corners of his mouth slightly. The corners of his shriveled mouth were still trembling crazily. Can't breathe, almost suffocating, he's going crazy. President Zhang. Behind the flamingo. Su Mei's beauty turned pale. The expression on that beautiful face was out of control. She roared at the top of her lungs with a cry-like voice. To put it mildly, Su Mei was so scared that she almost peed. President Zhang. What should we do now? Senseless. Completely confused, Su Mei's brain was in trouble. Blank. Completely blank. No, you say, killed the undead bone dragon boss? Fine. Very reasonable. Kill the Balrog boss. Fine. Very reasonable. King died immediately. Good. There's nothing more to say, the pet beast is awesome. The background is tough, but, did you directly kill members of the national team? The Master of National Standards. Let the SSS Level Guild jointly judge. Let the country come to Zhanghai City? No? Are you the King world boss? Or is it that the background behind you is so tough that it can penetrate the sky? God of Law is awesome, rank 9. The #1 mage in the country. If she saw Yong Yan, she wouldn't dare to kill him casually. Not to mention, it was not Yi Zhan who killed Yong Yan, but his pet beast. To put it crudely, Yi Zhan's pet beast, Yi Zhan's dog, killed the master of the national standard team? What bullshit national team? What kind of bullshit national standard master? Not even as good as a King dog? Oh my god? Su Mei is numb. My delicate body is numb. She gasped loudly, looked at Zhang Tian with frightened beautiful eyes, and shouted without tears. President Zhang? What should we do now? Grass. Zhang Tian's expression twitched, he lowered his voice and roared in a crying voice. How'd I know? I've never seen such a scene before. No more pretending. Zhang Tian doesn't care about human relations anymore. Where else can I think about status? A few foul words were uttered on the spot. I only know one thing now. Zhang Tian's old eyes widened, he forcibly restrained the collapsed emotions in his heart, and said word by word through gritted teeth. Yi Zhan, bah, Mr. Yi's background is so tough that he can be extremely reckless. Scary. Is that pet beast strong enough? It's over 700 levels, and you can kill it whenever you want. Master Great Demon can't even let out a fart in front of that frost dragon. The forbidden spell freezes directly, needless to say, the cliff is the 9th rank divine beast. And Mr. Yi, he can say those words and do these things. Think about it, what kind of background does he have? Descendants of the 9-turn great god? The great god of national standards? Pooh, are those bullshit? To put it bluntly, behind Mr. Yi, there are definitely those old people standing. Moreover, they are the most awesome ones among that group of old people. The top level of power in the great Shalong kingdom. Zhang Tian seemed to have used up all his life, pulling his neck and yelling a few words. Where's Su Mei? My teeth are trembling, I lost it. Damn it, quick, quick, quick. Zhang Tian took a deep breath, hurriedly twisted his neck, and motioned Su Mei to look in Yi Zhan's direction. Stop being stupid. The young master of the National People's Congress is calling us. Zhang Tian swallowed crazily and hurriedly patted the flamingo on the back. He flew away in the direction of Yi Zhan. Su Mei, on the other hand, looked horrified and muttered something behind Zhang Tian. President Zhang. I'm afraid. Sister Su Mei. Are you afraid? Am I not afraid? Little old man, I'm almost dying? Grass, awesome, at the same time. Zhou Han's emotions also exploded. He gasped crazily and yelled twice like crazy. So fierce, so cool, original. He thought that the most he could do during his visit to the Dragon Valley dungeon was to see the Apex-level operations of the national team bosses. See how to defeat Apex-level boss like Balrog, the results of it. Male Gobi. I actually saw the forbidden curse. What was even more shocking was that the forbidden curse was frozen. The 9-turn mythical beasts have appeared, then. The giant frost dragon that had reached rank 9 on a cliff suddenly killed Yong Yan, the national standard boss. Another SR-level undead bone dragon boss was killed in the blink of an eye. Kill the Balrog boss, Yang Linger's golden dragon mount. What a brilliant dragon. Those greedy Zhanghai City professionals are drooling over the giant dragons. Even with a skill of the 9-turn divine beast, it was blown to pieces on the spot. What to say, compared with the 9-turn mythical beast? That so-called Apex-level golden dragon mount is just like garbage. Do you have a hammer? Certainly. What made Zhou Han's whole body feel hot and excited the most was what the boss, Tyrant, said. That high-pitched voice, it went directly to Zhou Han's heart. Although, they don't have much objection to Yong Yan. But, national team member? Block the copy directly? Swallow the final boss. This point, to put it bluntly, still makes Zhou Han and the professionals present feel slightly unhappy. Gritting his teeth without saying anything, anyway. Not happy. and the lines of the tyrant boss are so F***king relieving. Not only relieves anger and domineering, awesome. It's really like thousands of words gathered into one sentence, awesome. Grass. The tyrant is awesome. I really didn't expect that he is actually from our Zhanghai city. Zhanghai, there is such a big shot. The pet beasts are all 9-turned divine beasts. Killed the national team members instantly on the spot. Mahler Gobi, so damn envious. I wish I could have such a pet. I can wake up laughing even when I sleep. Zhou Han let out a long breath. Crazy venting of inner emotions. Then, he looked at Lu Qing beside him. Lu Qing's eyes widened. No, my eyes are almost bulging out. Her delicate body trembled slightly. Her long, breathtakingly beautiful legs were even tighter. Lu Qing remained silent. What's wrong with you, Lu Qing? Seeing Lu Qing's reaction, Zhou Han couldn't help but frown slightly and gasp with concern. Are you feeling unwell? No, fine. Lu Qing's vocal cords were shaking. His expression was unnatural like never before. We were all wrong. The tyrant is too strong. It is definitely much stronger than the rumored SSR class. Pet beasts are all 9-turned divine beasts. Even the great demon instructor of the national team dared to kill him directly. No matter the background, it's still strength. It's much stronger than the rumors, even. He is very likely to be the descendant of the most powerful people in the country. Lu Qing murmured with a dull expression. The voice no longer sounded like hers. With a gasp, Lu Qing was already frightened. That's right, no problem, Zhou Han said in agreement, scratching his throat. Hiss. Probably Apex Level 2. Maybe they are the descendants of those most awesome old people. Zhou Han shouted twice excitedly. No. Lu Qing shook her head. Like a rattle, Zhou Han's words were interrupted with a panicked expression. I mean, that voice just now, the voice of the tyrant. Does it sound familiar to you? Lu Qing's heart was already in her throat. She really wanted to finish the words in one breath. But, it feels like my throat is blocked. My heart is about to burst. Pain. My heart is throbbing and hurting. What do you mean? Zhou Han was dumbfounded and stared at Lu Qing in shock. His back felt chilly and his brain was a little congested. Yi Zhan. That voice looks so much like Yi Zhan. Lu Qing pinched her thigh hard. He said this sentence with all his strength. Then, she leaned forward and was about to fall. Yi Zhan, Zhou Han was suddenly startled. His expression froze on the spot. And his hands suddenly stretched out. He grabbed Lu Qing's slim waist. He helped Lu Qing, who was about to faint from fright, up. Fart. How is that possible? Zhou Han was stunned. Subsequently, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. He grinned, showing a row of white teeth, and laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha. What kind of person is Yi Zhan, apprentice mage? How can that little bitch compete with the tyrant boss? 9-turned divine beast. Forbidden curse. You even dared to kill the F***king national standard master. What background? What strength? You are so tough that you can make all the professionals in Zhanghai City kneel down. Yi Zhan, what the heck is he? Zhou Han looked excited. Laugh loudly. He took a deep breath, looked at Lu Qing again and said. Today, we saw with our own eyes the operation of the great god of national standard, and saw the legendary forbidden curse that could destroy the entire Zhanghai City. And where is Yi Zhan, that little bastard? I don't know which black iron level dungeon you are still hiding in. Knocking on low-level wild monsters? You think too much. Lu Qing, Zhou Han narrowed his eyes slightly. Face flushed. An indescribable sense of superiority is vividly displayed. Indeed, national team, national standard master. SS level great demon tutor. It is such a rare opportunity to witness a master of this level take action and demonstrate apex level operations. Not to mention, today, Zhou Han and the others not only saw Yong Yan, the great demon instructor, take action. I also saw the forbidden curse, holy flame funeral. I saw the 9th-turned divine beast level frost dragon. I saw the arrogance of the 2nd generation apex level tyrant. I saw the death of the 700 level great demon instructor. These pictures, it's so explosive, you can't just see it if you want to. How could Zhou Han not have a premonition, just like he said? Yi Zhan, the trainee mage. Snort, I'm afraid I'll have to hide in the sewers and be a stinky rat for the rest of my life. I can't even see such an epic scene. it's so visually stunning. 2. After hearing Johan's words, Lu Qing's expression was slightly moved, and she couldn't help but take a deep breath again. Maybe I'm overthinking. Lu Qing frowned. Her delicate body was also a little tense. What to say? After all, she and Yi Zan once had a relationship. And, still first love, Yi Zan's voice. Lu Qing is too familiar. Although, the conversation between the tyrant, boss and Zhang Tian and Su Mei just now was because they were too far apart. Lu Qing didn't hear a word clearly, however. The giant frost dragon towers over the clear sky, the forbidden frost spell. When a wave of skills crushed Yong Yan to death, there were loud shouts throughout the sky, the roar of the tyrant, boss. One word. But Lu Qing heard it clearly, that is obviously. Very similar to Yi Zan, except with a little hoarseness. Except for a little bit of weirdness, that's obvious, Yi Zan. Maybe, it's just that the voices are somewhat similar. Maybe I really think too much. Lu Qing took a long breath. Then, like a dead fish that was about to dry up after leaving the water, it gasped for breath several times. Only then did he regain his normal expression slightly. But, honestly, Lu Qing was really frightened. Uneasy. If Yi Zan is really a tyrant. Lu Qing thought she would go crazy. In front of the tyrant, she was as flattering as a girl. I wish I could crawl to the feet of the tyrant. As for Yi Zan, pretending again, maintaining the image of a cold goddess at all times. Pure as ice and jade, high and above, if they were really the same person, wouldn't Lu Qing's cold-hearted character and her image of a pretty girl be torn to pieces? It will be exposed. In that case, she will really go crazy. What a shame, so shameless. Certainly, Johan is right. Yi Zan and the tyrant, boss are completely opposite. One sky and one earth. How could it be the same person? Does Yi Xuanruo really have such a tough and terrifying background? How could he fall in love with her? Thinking of this, Lu Qing suddenly pretended again. She frowned slightly, glared at Johan pretending to be angry, and said, Johan, put your hands off, please be respectful. Johan was stunned for a moment. He hurriedly released his hands from Lu Qing's thin waist, smiled coquettishly and said, I'm sorry. Lu Qing, don't be angry. I just saw the forbidden curse again, and the nine-turned divine beast again. I was so excited. My mind is a little empty. I'm so excited. I did not do it on purpose. Don't be angry. Okay, don't be angry. Were you emotionally disturbed? Johan swallowed wildly. Find something for yourself. However, at this moment, he peeked at Lu Qing's plump and graceful figure with his peripheral vision. Snow-white skin. Eye-catching long legs. A little dry mouth. The feeling on your fingertips. Gentle. Let Johan's head be filled with paint. Be more careful next time. Lu Qing raised her plump lips slightly and murmured softly. Do not misunderstand. She didn't have any thoughts about Johan. Rather, her eyes were firmly locked in the direction of Zhang Tian. Put it on the tyrant, boss, it's burning, or. She has always been slightly hot, that is the nine-turned divine beast. The mythical beast that will drop national standard characters in seconds. They are all just pet beasts, such a big shot. Listen to the words of the voice. Look so young again. At most around 20 years old, not much older than myself. Such existence, how could it be possible not to move Lu Qing's face? F*K, kneel down, I just knelt down. That's crazy. Young Linger, the genius of the Imperial Capital Apex level. The 327th ranked grade demon instructor in the national server? All of them are dead? Forbidden curse. I really didn't expect that in a small place like Zhanghai City, I can actually see forbidden curse. What's even more perverted is that the forbidden curse can be frozen by skills? Are you saying this is daydreaming? I will believe it on the spot, but, could it be that tens of thousands of professionals are dreaming at the same time? It exploded, it really exploded, it's so shocking, the nine-turned divine beast. That is definitely the nine-turned divine beast. I thought that the tyrant was just an SSR level genius with a tough background. Who knew? Well, he's not a genius, but a boss. Now, he is already a big shot. There is always a nine-turned divine beast beside him. Oh my god, how scary. Those words the tyrant boss said, you are so damn powerful, tough, domineering, crazy. Let the country and all the 13th team be present? Let the SSS level guild judge them at will? Grandma, it's mine? To be honest, if the background was weak, it wouldn't be able to convey such a strong character. I guess that behind the tyrant is the sky above our heads. That patch of sky above your head? What are you talking about, brother? Why are you playing word games? Can you be more straightforward? Peeved? Brother? Do you need to elaborate on this? The national team is just a part-time job at most? Behind the great players of the national team, there are a group of old people. Every one of them stamps their feet. Let alone Zhanghai City. The whole country will be shocked. It will trigger an earth-shattering tsunami. And the tyrant, boss, can say those words, not because his background is tough enough. What else can it be? Is his strength higher than the 9th rank? Number 1 in the national server? Well, how old is he? FCK. Got it. Got it all. Why is it so scary? Grandma's fault. I'm just a little priest. Why did I see such an epic scene? It was so explosive. I almost peed with fear. What, tyrant? I don't think the nickname, tyrant, is worthy of this young boss. This damn guy is simply a devil. Oh, what the hell? Demon, can do it, yes. A young big shot of this level, a tyrant, is really not qualified. Not only Zhang Taian, Su Mei, Lu Qian, and Zhou Han were frightened. My heart is about to explode, on sight, in copy. The emotions of tens of thousands of professionals were also ignited. Explode, explode. What to say? Forbidden curse. National Standard Master. Great Demon Mentor has fallen. The Balrog boss was killed. 9 turned mythical beast. This series of epic scenes is shocking enough. As for the tyrant, boss, or Yi Zan's background, everyone was wondering about it again. All of a sudden, everyone was as if they had been given a shot of blood. They were stunned and almost going crazy. Yes, they don't know Yi Zan's true situation. From the perspective of these professionals, that is the tyrant, boss, so powerful that it scares people to death. Next to him is a 9-turned divine beast, and what the tyrant said. Every sentence is a classic quotation. Do you really think there is no one in Zhanghai City? I ask you, now, do I have the right to say no? Then let them judge me. Let all the 13th national team be present. Let the SS level Eternal Guild behind you descend on Zhanghai City. What does this mean? Doesn't it mean that the tyrant is strong enough? The god of 9 transformations is here. You have to step aside. And the background? Phew, to be able to say this, the background is the sky behind you. National team? The national team may be taken over by a tyrant in the future. Otherwise, how could you be so loud? Let all 13 teams from the country be present? What's wrong? He can't really be the world boss, right? How old is he? Judging from the voice, he must be around 20 years old at most. The only possibility is that the background is awesome. You can ignore everything, the so-called national team. In other people's eyes, perhaps, just a small hunting group. I can't get on the stage. Who is it? Such a loud tone. Let all members of the 13th national team be present. Now, immediately, get out, however. Just when everyone was thinking about it and fell into complete madness. Dragon Valley copy. The sky. A hole was suddenly torn open. A golden magic circle filled with holy light illuminated the entire world with a bang. And the deafening roar resounded throughout the Dragon Valley. Damn it! What? In an instant, all the tens of thousands of professionals present were stunned. That is, all members of the 13th national team? Poof, them. Now, we have really arrived in Zhanghai City? Boom. Holy Healing Priest. SS level. LV, level 850. Boom. Creed Assassin. SS level. LV, level 930. Boom. Black Dragon Warrior. SS level. LV, level 994. Boom boom boom. Sky Knight. SSR level. LV, level 1000. A member of the national team, falling from the sky, landed directly and firmly in the copy. The background of each one is so big that it's scary. Professional intensity. Rank level. All very high. There are 30 professionals in total, all of whom are national standard bosses. All are national level professionals, national team member. Now, all members of the 13th national team are here. The entire copy. There was silence for a moment. Deathly silence. Silence fell. Everyone was confused. Oh my god. These are all apex level figures who are hundreds of levels higher, even exceeding level 1009 ranks. Usually, you may not see it on TV, and now, all present. Not one is left behind. This kind of visual impact is really too strong. It almost made everyone present breathless, asphyxia. My mind is blank. My heart is about to burst. However, what makes everyone even more confused is, why did the 13th national team come? Judging from the strength and background displayed by the tyrant boss. Aren't tyrants the descendants of those old men on the national team? Otherwise, how could there be a 9-turn divine beast level pet beast? How could he be so mad? Can you say those words? Hasn't it been proven that the background of the tyrant is so arrogant that he is so stubborn that he can ignore everything? And now, the national team showed up, F*K. Is it possible that the tyrant doesn't have such an exaggerated background? Is it just that he is too crazy, and we are overthinking it? In the crowd, a city standard professional from Zhanghai City suddenly opened his eyes in horror, trembling slightly, and yelled. All of a sudden, all the professionals in the room were stunned. They all gasped. Hiss, the tyrant doesn't have such a strong background? Do you dare to directly challenge all the members of the 13th national team? Those are 30 apex level bosses. Each one can easily destroy a city. And the tyrant? You actually want to challenge them all by yourself? Crazy, tyrant. Lost your mind? For a moment, the entire audience was silent. A question mark appeared in everyone's mind, and they were completely confused. They all turned their heads and looked in the direction of Zhang Tian. Keep your eyes fixed on the tyrant, so curious. Everyone's hearts are already in their throats. Who is the tyrant? How strong is it? How hard is the background? Now, what is going on? The strong curiosity made tens of thousands of people at the scene hold their breath and stare, hoping that the tyrant boss would react quickly. And at the same time, copy final point. Next to the boss wreckage all over the ground, Zhang Tian and Su Mei were almost scared out of their minds. F*K. All the bosses of the 89th and 9th turns are here. F*K. Captain of the 13th national team, SSR Sky Knight. 9-turn Sky Knight, Yang Tiancheng is here too? Zhang Tian's mouth grew wide, his whole body was shaking like a sieve, his dim old eyes were bulging deeply, and he was so frightened that he could not speak incoherently. At this moment, Zhang Tian would have been holding on if he hadn't relied on his willpower. I am afraid, he can even kneel down with a plop now. More than 30 apex level bosses, it's all about the country versus the members. National Standard Master. Each one of them can easily crush Zhang Tian to death. Destroy the entire Zhanghai city, and now? I'll present? Yi Shaoham, can you really withstand it? Thinking of this, Zhang Tian couldn't help but tremble all over, his eyes were already bloodshot, and he felt like he was about to faint. Certainly, Zhang Tian was also confused. Why do national team members come to Zhanghai City? Is it possible? Don't they know Yi Zan's identity? Or, Yi Zan's background is not that crazy at all? All of these. Just your own imagination. No, impossible. Zhang Tian took a deep breath and murmured in a voice that only he could hear. SR Level Trainee Dharma Saint, SSS Level Supreme Trial. 9-turn Divine Beast. Double Career, Divine Level Forbidden Spell. It's impossible. It's impossible for Mr. Yi to have no background, it's even more impossible, he doesn't have a tough background. Zhang Tian swallowed wildly, my little heart is about to explode. The back of my head felt even colder, my scalp is numb. In Zhang Tian's view, Yi Zan's background is definitely stronger than imagined. Otherwise, how is it possible that all pet beasts are at the level of 9-turn divine beasts? I also learned the divine level forbidden spell. Seemingly, there is only one possibility, that is, Zhang Tian was suddenly stunned with fear. There is only one possibility, Yi Zan's background is too terrible. Not even the members of the national team can reach that level. Not that high of a status, it doesn't have such high authority. Oh my god, at the thought of this, Zhang Tian was so frightened that he could no longer stand, his knees were trembling, and he almost knelt down. Young Master Yi. Zhang Tian staggered a step, hurriedly stabilized his body, and called Yi Zan with all his strength. Fine. At the same time, Yi Zan narrowed his eyes slightly and said in a relaxed tone. Don't worry, he's just an 89-turn professional. The strongest one is just a 9-turn Sky Knight. Yi Zan patted Zhang Taiyan on the shoulder, comforting the old man who is the president of the Magic Association. Damn it, Zhang Taiyan opened his mouth like a dead fish and gasped subconsciously. Frightened again. 9 turns, SSR level, Sky Knight. Captain of the national team, in Yi Zan's mouth. Like cannon fodder. Oh my god, what kind of background is this? No, what kind of awesome strength can you say such a thing? Is it possible? Zhang Taiyan was confused. His whole body trembled slightly, and a bold idea popped into his mind. Is it possible? Yi Zan does not need to rely on the background behind him. He can fight against the 30 apex level figures in the entire national team by himself. Oh my god, how can it be? How old is he? I just changed my job not long ago. The apprentice Dharma Saint profession is only level 60. Can they compete with the Sky Knights of the national team? 9-turn Divine Beast is just one of Mr. Yi's methods. What I saw was just the tip of the iceberg. Zhang Taiyan felt a burning pain in his throat. I was so dry that I couldn't speak. He was completely devastated. Or, totally crazy. He could only open his bloodshot eyes and stare at Yi Zan. SSR level Sky Knight. Interesting. Yi Zan took a deep breath. He looked calmly forward. 30 professionals. They are all national level figures. Each one is wearing apex level equipment. Platinum level. Diamond level. There are even star level. Strong. The equipment is gorgeous. The career template is also quite explosive. Very fat leaks. Yi Zan smiled happily. Under the watchful eyes of Zhang Taiyan, Su Mei, and all the professionals present, they walked forward step by step. He walked towards the 30 national team professionals. Switch to the Balrog boss form. Yi Zan raised his hand slightly. Directly switched to boss form, him at this time. How terrifying are the 4-dimensional attributes? That is already beyond the level of a 1000-level professional. That's a bad thing to say. Just look at the 4-dimensional attributes. Yi Zan can completely defeat the so-called Sky Knight. And now? Then switch to the Balrog boss form. That apex-level creature from the Abyss world. 30 professionals. Hee. You can hold it by raising your hand. The whole audience, as silent as a cicada, deadly quiet. And Yi Zan. Under everyone's gaze. The body is undergoing drastic changes. The muscles cracked piece by piece. Height. It is growing crazily at a speed visible to the naked eye. 3 pairs of black wings spread out from behind Yi Zan with a roar. As for the equipment on Yi Zan, the original Demon Saint armor was removed with a clang. It fell directly to the ground. Balrog. What the hell? That's it, Balrog, at the same time. When Yi Zan directly switched to the boss form, the scene exploded. All the professionals from Zhanghai City and Jiangnan Province were completely shocked. Stunned. Transfixed. No one can stay calm at this time. Crazy. Completely crazy. A professional turned into a Balrog in front of everyone? My worldview is shattered to pieces. What's the situation? Everyone's brains went blank, in the corner. Lu Qing tensed her delicate body, her beautiful eyes flashed with fear, and her mouth opened slightly, as if someone had pinched her throat. Nothing can be said, in her sight. The armor on the tyrant was removed piece by piece and fell to the ground. The original body was exposed. Face. The body is undergoing alienation at a speed visible to the naked eye. Till the end. A terrifying creature formed. The Balrog of the Abyss world. The legendary apex-level demon bloodline, black Balrog 6 wings. Vertical stripes of golden eyes, marble-textured muscles. Handsome. Burst. Just for the looks, it can scare professionals like Lu Qing to death. However, these are not the point. The point is, Lu Qing looked deeply at the profile of the tyrant. Or, the side face of the Balrog, that handsome face. Sword eyebrows and starry eyes. Red lips and white teeth. So handsome. It's too familiar. That's her ex-boyfriend. That thing Johan said. A useless trainee mage? Yi Zan. The tyrant turned out to be Yi Zan? Balrog. It turned out to be Yi Zan? No? Impossible. Lu Qing gasped for breath. Her delicate body couldn't help but tremble several times, and she almost fainted. It's all so crazy. Her heart was twitching wildly. Lu Qing felt like she was about to suffocate. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. How did that happen? Lu Qing stumbled and collapsed on the ground, gasping for air. Everything in front of me was a little blurry, consciousness is fading. However, in Lu Qing's field of vision, a place far away. The flame demon incarnated by Yi Zan, at this time. He was standing on tiptoes slightly. The 6 wings of the Balrog behind him were waving wildly, and his whole body was filled with the terrifying elemental brilliance. So handsome. Too domineering. This doesn't look like a professional anymore. But a god, in this state. Terrifying aura. Even all the members of the 13th national team, the so-called SSR Sky Knights, can't compare. Lu Qing's eyes were already a little dull, even though I only saw a profile. Just looked at it slightly. But, the crazy thoughts surging in her heart were almost causing her to collapse. If Yi Zan is a tyrant, he is the young man from the province who possesses the forbidden curse and is rumored to have an apex-level background. What about her, Lu Qing? Isn't it really worthy of death? Breaking up with such a young big shot? Turning to the arms of some bullshit Johan? Is your brain broken? No way. Absolutely impossible. Lu Qing stretched out her slender little hands and smoothed her already heaving body. She looked at the Balrog in the battlefield with dull eyes, and the corners of her mouth trembled slightly. How can he be a tyrant? How can it be possible to transform into a Balrog? Impossible. It's all an illusion, I was all wrong. Lu Qing shook her head like crazy. Her long, wavy hair was swinging like a rattle, and her beautiful face was slightly distorted. She hugged her body tightly, below the collarbone. Her skin, as white as milk, was so squeezed that it almost burst her clothes. Lu Qing? What's wrong with you? Beside. When Johan saw Lu Qing's frustrated expression, he hurriedly leaned down anxiously and hugged Lu Qing slightly. He said with a concerned tone, "Are you scared by the Balrog?" Lu Qing was slightly startled, silent. He just looked up at Johan. If I read it correctly, the tyrant boss should be a dual professional. Johan took a big breath and explained excitedly. First career. No doubt. It's a forbidden spell again, and it's the result of tens of millions of damage. Most of this level is SSR level, Forbidden Curse Time Mage. And the second career? I predict, it should be the legendary Beast Controller. Johan's tone was a little crazy, with a little tremor. Lu Qing, on the other hand, was confused. Beastmaster? What is that? No wonder Lu Qing didn't know, she is a scumbag herself. If it weren't for Yi Zan giving her extra lessons before, Lu Qing couldn't even pass the basic cultural class. Naturally, I don't know about the existence of the Beastmaster. Let me put it this way, Johan took a sharp breath of air conditioning, forcibly restrained the madness and excitement in his heart, and tried his best to organize his words and said, "Is Yong Linger strong enough? The genius girl of the imperial capital apex level? SS level dragon knight, giant dragons are just people's pet beasts. However, what is the concept of a beastmaster? Any professional who awakens to this profession will definitely be recruited by the national team as soon as possible. Moreover, I will definitely be recruited into the national team in the future. Even one of the top teams in the national team. Currently, every one of the few remaining beastmasters in our country is SS level or above. The lowest ones are all SS level. It can be said that the beastmaster is a national level player. National level professional, focus on training objects. Rarer than the giant panda, Johan explained frantically. Lu Qing's whole body was shaking like a sieve. His expression suddenly brightened up. To put it bluntly, beastmaster, noble status. Strong. When you wake up, you will be a national figure. This kind of existence is even more crazy than the 9-turn divine beast. Do you know how strong the beastmaster is? Johan gasped for breath, even coughing twice, and his face turned red. Theoretically, this kind of professional can tame all creatures. Even the final boss of the dungeon can be tamed into a pet beast. Then, every time a pet beast is tamed, the beastmaster can get a certain degree of attribute feedback from the pet beast. Even, you can directly use some of the skills and expertise of your pet. Johan couldn't hold himself any longer. He yelled with a red face. Of course, these are not the main point. The main point is, high-level beastmaster has a pervert-level ability. You can Temporarily take over the body of your pet. Switch the pet beast's perspective. Control the pet beast. In other words, X. He possesses a high-level bloodline boss from the Abyss world. The flame-winged demon. And now, boss, he took over Balrog's body. Controlled the body of the Balrog. B0x95. All members of the 13th national team, let the war begin. Han took a long breath and said loudly at the throat. The whole person couldn't help but feel a little excited. Completely immersed in madness. After hearing these words, Lu Qing opened her delicate eyes wide, and the expression on her beautiful face was extremely wonderful. Take over the body of the Balrog in the Abyss world? With all members of the national team's 13th team. Let the war begin. Oh my god, how can this be a professional? Totally a demon. A godlike existence, reflected in the world. Yep, this way, everything makes sense. Han gasped slightly, he held his head high. He murmured excitedly. Shishi. The great tyrant has not disappeared. But it temporarily took over. The body of the frost dragon. From the perspective of the 9-turned divine beast, Linger and Yong Yan were killed crazily. Now, the great tyrant has summoned his second pet beast. The Balrog of the Abyss. Taking over Balrog's body again. What's going on? What's going on? I can't even imagine how exciting the next battle will be. It will be an epic war that shocks the whole country. Han was trembling all over, he swallowed furiously. He then lowered his head, looked at Lu Qing with excitement and said. We will witness an epic war, Apex Level Beastmaster. The Balrog, battle, 30 national team members. And, just imagine, since the great tyrant god has taken over the body of the Balrog, this Balrog is probably also at rank 9. Otherwise, how could you possibly surpass the level 9 SSR Sky Knight? FFFLX. When Han said this, his teeth were trembling and rattling. As for Lu Qing, his eyes were completely glazed over. Too strong. This is no longer the standard of imperial apex level genius. But at the national level, the fight of the apex level big shots. Now, Lu Qing was present, you can witness the whole process. It's certainly worth getting excited about, even suffocating. However, at this moment, Lu Qing's mood was extremely complicated. The first profession, SSR level, Forbidden Curse Magister. Second profession, SSR level, Apex level Beastmaster. The number 1 pet beast. The 9-turned divine beast, the giant frost dragon. Please give me flowers the second pet beast. The 9-turned demon, the flame-winged demon. Background, strength, they are all so powerful. Lu Qing collapsed. Feelings of panic and uneasiness spread in my heart. Too strong, the tyrant is too powerful. Background. Horrible, it was enough to make Lu Qing kneel down on the spot. That's a bad thing to say. In the face of such a tyrant, Lu Qing's knees felt weak. Let her do anything, but such an apex level big shot. National level, God, how can it be? Her good-for-nothing ex-boyfriend? One is an ordinary high school student, besides being handsome. Useless. Trainee mage profession, E-level trainee mage. 1. It's the forbidden curse grade demon tutor again. Another national level animal master who is as rare as a giant panda. Where is the pet beast, 9-turned mythical beast? Frost dragon, Balrog, each one is scarier than the other. Even, right now, the tyrant boss is about to start a war with all the members of the 13th national team. How could the faces of these two people overlap? Lu Qing's whole body was numb, and the hairs on her back stood up. She shook her head crazily, trying to make the thoughts in her mind disappear as soon as possible. Impossible. Hallucination, it's all an illusion. I saw it wrong. They just look similar, it's just that the sound is a bit similar. That good-for-nothing ex-boyfriend, how could he be such a terrifying big shot? If it is real, if that's the case, Lu Qing panicked. She took advantage of Yi Zhan. Use Yi Zhan to make up lessons for yourself. Then, breaking up with Yi Zhan again, if Yi Zhan is the tyrant god. Lu Qing couldn't imagine what would be waiting for her. A terrible storm, or eternal death, at the same time. Not only Lu Qing and Han were shocked by the scene before them. On site, tens of thousands of professionals, after a brief silence, completely erupted. The whole audience, Waves of overwhelming cheers erupted. The shocked shouts almost overturned the entire copy. Beastmaster, tyrant? Turns out to be a beastmaster? The second pet beast, on the stage, Balrog. The tyrant took over Balrog's body. I'm about to have a fight with the national team. Oh my god. Such a big scene. Where have you seen these professionals from Zhanghai City? Stop talking about them. Even the high-level professionals in the imperial capital would be stunned to death if they were present. Such an epic war. What a rare opportunity, and at this time. Under everyone's gaze. Mid-air, Yi Zhan slightly flapped the 6 wings of the Balrog. He suddenly spread his arms. The majestic and tall body of the flame demon stepped out in 3 steps. Appeared directly in front of 30 professionals from the national team. From top to bottom. Overlooking the 13th captain of the national team. SSR level. Rank 9, Sky Knight, Yang Tianchong. Have a loud voice? Yi Zhan snorted coldly. High-pitched voice. Exploded in the sky, he yelled loudly. Are you talking too softly about the national team? Block copy. Swallow the Balrog boss, you? Just because he is a member of the national team. A professional with national standards. Can you be arrogant? You can be domineering? I am coming, so what? Not convinced? Then fight. 0, shocked. Yi Zhan's loud shouts exploded in the sky again and again. Everyone, for a moment, I was as silent as a cicada. Everyone was shocked. Silence, shocking and enlightening. Everyone's expressions, without exception, were completely stunned. Without any exaggeration. Every word Yi Zhan said directly affected the nerves of tens of thousands of professionals present and set their hearts on fire. Mood, it burst open instantly, so crazy, no. Precisely. It's so domineering, rage against all members of the national team in person. Not convinced? Then fight. What kind of tough background does this have to be? What kind of terrifying strength? Only then can you say such words. Oh my god, exploded, exploded, everyone in the audience was shocked. Completely blown away. FCK. Brothers. I just knelt down. So tough? Is this the tyrant? I feel like I've been injected with chicken blood now. I'm completely excited. Is the national team too soft-spoken? Can the national team be arrogant? Can the national team be domineering? Demon boss. We little minions dare not speak out. As for the tyrant, he angrily attacked all the members of the national team in front of his face. More than 30 Apex-level bosses. He attacked you in person. It's so cool, it's so F***king awesome. I feel relieved. Look at the expression of that SSR level Sky Knight. Even though we are so far away, I can feel the guy's face is probably green with anger. Let the tyrant boss get out. Haha. He directly took over the body of the Balrog boss. I angrily attacked your national team in person. I gave you a loud slap. I estimate that after today's battle, the 13th team of the national team will be disgraced in the face of 177 in the country. No one cares about it anymore. No, can someone come out and explain it to me? I don't understand it now, I'm a little confused. What are you confused about, brother? I asked you to study hard, but the result is that you slipped through the 9-year compulsory education. Let's put it this way, now, that Balrog in the sky is the tyrant boss you saw earlier. He is not as simple as a forbidden magician, most likely, he is a dual professional. The second profession is a legendary national profession. Beastmaster. And now, the tyrant boss has taken over the second profession. The body of the second pet beast Balrog. I'm about to have a fight with the national team. What the hell? Beastmaster. Is that the Beastmaster who is known as the most important weapon of the country? The one who will be recruited by the national team as soon as he wakes up? The legendary Beastmaster who is even rarer than the giant panda? Guaranteed SS level Apex level profession? Damn it, oh my god. We can actually have such a big scene in Zhanghai City. It's like a tsunami sweeping the country. How can I say that? Actually, I didn't expect it. The tyrant boss was so powerful. Originally, I thought he was just an Apex-level genius from other provinces, who was so powerful that he might be the descendant of a big force in the imperial capital. It turned out that he was just an Apex-level genius from another province. Not only do they have 9-turn mythical beasts, they also have dual professions. The second profession is Apex-level Beastmaster. It's a bit scary when you look at it this way. The scariest thing is that now, the tyrant boss is actually preparing to challenge the entire world to 1-30 national team. Yes. I also thought that the tyrant boss temporarily took over the body of the flame demon pet beast just to fill the scene. If Yang Tianchong of the 13th national team had a wink, he would not be able to fight today. That's a beast master, a national level profession. Who dares to take action? But the words of the tyrant boss have directly frozen the situation. I estimate that today, no matter what, Yang Tianchong will definitely not be able to hold back this breath. Tuban will discuss with the tyrant boss. Hiss. Oh my god. I have a doubt right now, tyrant. No, demon god boss. How crazy is the background behind him? Let's not talk about the 9-turn divine beast. Let's not talk about the beast master either. Now, he has taken over the body of the Balrog pet beast and is actually preparing to fight all the members of the national team 1-1. What rank does this Balrog pet beast have? At the very least, it must be higher than the SSR Sky Knight, right? In other words, another 9-turn Balrog? Damn it, 9-turn Balrog. The background of the demon boss can't really be the strongest old people in the country. Crazy, completely crazy. We can actually witness such a battle. I'm afraid that after today, the whole country will be completely shocked. The whole place was excited. Everyone was madly venting their inner emotions. No, the background of the devil is too scary. The strength is so crazy, more than just an apex level beastmaster. After temporarily taking over the body of the flame demon pet beast, he was able to directly stop all the members of the 13th national team. This is not based on background, but rely on strength. To put it bluntly, the current demon, relying on the flame demon pet beast. You can directly compete with the entire national team. This must be a 9-turn Balrog, and the 9th level Balrog boss. What a concept! What intensity! How many people in the country can compete with a being like the 9-turn Balrog? The background of the demon boss. D#UF. It's scary to think about it, behind. They're probably the strongest old men in the country. Even, it's the old man at the top of the pyramid. Only this kind of existence can cultivate monster-level offspring like the demon god. In an instant, all eyes in the audience were focused on Yang Tianchong and the 29 team members behind him. Everyone, hold your breath and stare, looking forward to Yang Tianchong's reaction. Today's battle. How will it unfold? How will it end? At the same time, the direction of the 13th national team. A suit of star-level armor. He holds a star-level épée in his hand. Yang Tianchong stretched out 3 pairs of wings of holy light behind him. Wei Wei is confused. How did that happen? Eat. No background, how could he be a beast master? Even, that might be a 9-turn Balrog. Yang Tianchong took a long breath, and his expression was so complicated that he almost lost control of his expression management. Then he took a few deep breaths, trying to calm down the panic and uneasiness that was spreading crazily in his heart. Can become the 13th captain of the national team. Yang Tianchong is not a fool. Before coming to Dragon Valley Dungeon, he investigated Yi Zan's background in detail. No such person found. No background, not to mention those old people at the top of the pyramid in the imperial capital. Even if it is SSS level, SS level guild, these forces, they have nothing to do with Yi Zan, precisely because of this. Only Yang Tianchong has the confidence, only then dared to come to the Dragon Valley Dungeon. Stand up for your teammates and your little niece. That's right, Yang Tianchong and Yong Yan are relatives. They all come from the Eternal Guild. My niece was tortured to pieces by professionals in this small place in Zhanghai City, and her future was ruined. Yang Tianchong could be said to be furious. How could you not find trouble? However, what he didn't expect was, Yi Zan turns out to be more than just a mage. Even, there is also a second career. Beastmaster. National level head profession, among the top 3 in the national career list. Forget it's a beastmaster, pet beast, except for the 9-turn frost dragon. There is actually a 9-turn Balrog. At this moment, Yang Tianchong was trembling all over. He narrowed his eyes slightly and stared deeply at Yi Zan in the air. That majestic and tall flame demon body. The black 6 wings of the Balrog. Crazy sweeping elemental radiance, so domineering. A 113. To put it mildly. Don't look at Yang Tianchong in front of other professionals, he is as aloof as a god. But, meet the apex-level bloodline from the world of the abyss. It is also suspected to be the 9th rank. Yang Tianchong felt a little panic in his heart. No, to be more precise, his heart was trembling. My back is already a little numb, talk about strength. A 9-turn Balrog, plus the Beastmaster takes over the body. With such apex-level combat power, Yang Tianchong is not worthy to compete with him. Talk about background, Yizan's background is blank. But now, the situation shown is completely different. What does this mean? I can only explain one thing. Yizan's background is too scary. He, Yang Tianchong, does not have the authority to read it. Not qualified, not worthy. No. Are they really the descendants of those old people? Yang Tianchong's eyeballs were almost bulging out, his heart was twitching, and his breathing was disordered. But, even the descendants of those old people, can't be so fierce. Rad. The top of the pyramid, the first 3 old people. Or, old people of the previous generation. Think of this. Yang Tianchong's face suddenly turned pale. My whole body was numb. At this moment, his face was full of panic and fear. Top of the country, the 3 highest status old people. Old people from the previous generation, existence in the long history. These apex-level big shots, compared with the 13th team of the national team. Hee. To put it mildly, national team, what a fart. It can reshuffle the whole country, and he, Yang Tianchong. In front of these big shots, the only thing you can do is kneel down and surrender. Say, not even qualified to speak, if there are really these old people standing behind Yizan? One name after another flashed in Yang Tianchong's heart. And passed. Even, there are names that he is not qualified to know. For, after thinking for a while, Yang Tianchong swallowed wildly, his teeth chattering. It feels like my bones are falling apart. He was wrong. Really wrong. This time, Yong Yan shouldn't stand up for her. It's over now, if everything you imagine is true. Finally, you're not the only one who is causing trouble. Neither Yong Yan nor Yong Linger, the eternal guild behind them. I'm afraid they will all be completely reduced to ruins. And what about the national team, not just Team 13? I am afraid, all national teams, all have to be reshuffled. Reorganize. Dare to touch the descendants of those old people. Isn't this looking for death, sis? Never mind. At the same time, when Yang Tianchong was stunned for a moment, Yong Yan spoke with a look of horror. Beast Controller. Essen. 9-turn Divine Beast Frost Dragon. What about now? Another existence suspected to be the 9-turn Balrog has arrived. We can't afford to offend you. Yong Yan almost pinched her throat and shouted in a lowered voice. She was really scared. Even, she was on the verge of crying. Originally, Yong Yan thought that she just met an apex-level genius. It's overwhelming. That is, the descendants of those SSR-level guilds in the Imperial City. Precisely because of this. After returning to the Imperial capital, she cried and found her captain, who was also her uncle, and wanted to stand up for herself. Get back your face. But, who knows, Yizan turned out to be not just a mage, but Psalm was a SS level or S$R level mage. But a dual career. The second profession is the Beastmaster. Now, it even took over the body of the flame demon pet beast. Directly provoking all members of the 13th team of their national team. Angry at Yang Tianchong in person? Strength? Background? Yizan is afraid that everything is full? Today, it will probably be difficult for Chong Tianchong to regain his face. Even, there is no way to end it in the end, it's over. 1.9 is completely over, Yong Yan is about to cry. She is a woman, how has she ever seen such a scene? At the same time, seeing Yong Yan so frightened that the corners of her mouth could not stop trembling, and her face turned pale, Yang Tianchong immediately fell silent. Silent. In front of Yong Yan, Yang Tianchong gave a rare long sigh. Never mind. Why forget it? I think he is just pretending to be a ghost. Auntie, uncle, I think you are getting more confused as you get older. I'm getting less and less courageous. What are our eternal guild afraid of? Moreover, when has the national team ever been afraid of these little civilians? Laughing to death, it's just a Balrog. When Yong Yan and Yang Tianchong were stunned, Yong Linger raised her chin arrogantly and shouted several times with a coquettish look on her face. She has died once. The level dropped directly from LV, level 70 to LV, level 35. However, at this time, Yong Linger was as arrogant as ever. Or, being pampered to the point of becoming so coquettish. Don't be afraid of anything, anyway, someone knows the truth. Whoosh! After Yong Linger said these words, she immediately grabbed a diamond-level spear, jumped directly, and slashed towards the Balrog in midair. *9. Plus ***. Not good. Yang Tianchong was stunned for a moment. Yong Linger, Yong Yan was also frightened, and stretched out her hand as if she were crazy, trying to catch her. Pity. Yong Linger has turned into a stream of light, holding the diamond-level spear, and slashed towards the flames in midair. Pretend to be a ghost. Who do you think you are? Is it worthy of shouting here? What bullshit, Balrog. I tell you, you can scare my aunt and uncle, but you can't bully me. I don't believe it. Zhanghai City is a place where birds don't poop. What big shot can come out? Die to me. Midair, Yong Linger's snow-white and slender beautiful legs kicked off suddenly and rushed directly towards the flame demon, or Yi Zhan. She at this time shouted angrily, extremely coquettish. What a graceful figure. Waves rise and fall in midair. And what about the diamond-level spear? It's a downward slash. He slashed at the body of the Balrog. Brilliant bursting holy light. It spread all of a sudden, the whole audience. Silent as a cicada, everyone held their breath for a moment. Including Yang Tianchong and Yong Yan, they also took a deep breath. The brain is slightly blank. Everything happened so fast. There was no time to stop it, certainly. Judging from Yang Tianchong's strength, it is completely possible to stop a little girl. Only, he also has his own Shao Juju. I want Yong Linger to test the strength of the Balrog. No, it can't be said to be a test of strength. But I want to see Balrog's reaction, Yi Zhan. What exactly does he want to do? What is the background? Boom! The bright holy light suddenly exploded. It suddenly hit the head of Balrog, SS level. Holy light cross/, after all, Linger's friend is also an SS level Dragon Knight. Even if the current level has dropped to more than 30 levels. But, the combat power unleashed by a Dragon Knight using a diamond-level weapon cannot be underestimated. Quite scary. To put it mildly, even Su Mei, the strongest priest in Zhanghai City. What if Yong Linger's holy light cross/ was forcibly endured? I am afraid. Su Mei is so embarrassed. 25 However. Just hear a loud bang. Balrog waved his hand. It turns out. He directly grabbed Yong Linger's neck. $. The so-called SS level holy light cross/ really hit Balrog's body. Unfortunately, the imagined scenario did not occur. Balrog, not moving at all, not even a scratch. It's just like, the diamond-level weapon struck an iron wall. And the diamond-level spear named, Holy Light Brilliant. It was trembling at high frequency at this time. The tip of the gun flashed with little bits of fire. Oh my god, for a moment, the whole audience was stunned. Is this the power of Balrog? Is this the tyrant boss, or the magic pet of the demon boss? Too strong, too crazy, even diamond-level weapons can't break Balrog's body. Even the SS-level paladin's ultimate special move cannot shake the Balrog. Hiss, now, the whole audience was stunned. The hissing sounds of gasping air came and went one after another. Axe, it's not enough to kill you once, but 2 more times? Good. Then it will be fulfilled for you, at the same time. When everyone was shocked by the strength of the demon, Yi Zhan's voice sounded again. The same thing exploded in the sky, like a curse. Ethereal. It is also inspiring. This time, everyone looked at the Balrog in the sky with bated breath. They know. The tyrant boss is speaking out in the body of the Balrog. What you up to? Let me go, let me go. Auntie. Save me, uncle. Yong Linger's delicate body trembled crazily twice. Her snow-white swan neck was being strangled tightly by the Balrog at the moment. With just a little force, she could be crushed to death. Yong Linger was almost suffocating. His face turned red from holding it back. His eyes couldn't help but bulge slightly, pity. Even at this time, Yong Linger was already extremely charming and completely unaware of her situation. It's true that I was pampered so much by the family behind me. Think, She is a famous lady in the imperial capital. Rich lady. With a background in the Eternal Guild and the national team, you can be domineering and domineering. You can be arrogant. Unfortunately, she met Yi Zan. Hit the iron plate, little bastard. What can you do no matter how strong you are? The person standing behind our Eternal Guild is the old man. Second only to the existence of the three supreme old men. Young Linger was already a little dizzy, however. She was still itching with hatred. He whispered to Yi Zan through gritted teeth. In front of her. Balrog. In other words, Yi Zan raised his eyebrows slightly. Oh, Yi Zan's voice. There was a faint sound coming from the bottom of Enma's throat. Young Linger's eyes lit up. She could feel that the big hand holding her neck relaxed slightly. HMPH, it's good to know. Young Linger's expression suddenly brightened up, and she shouted proudly, you. It's a pity that she hasn't finished speaking yet. Balrog's arm pinched. Pull, just hear a stab. Young Linger's snow-white body immediately trembled and was crushed in an instant. There was no time to be soaked in blood. Then it exploded into data modules all over the sky, and they all rushed towards the Balrog. This scene, the visual impact is really shocking. DHAFT, silence, silent as a cicada, silence. The scene was so quiet, however, under everyone's gaze. The Balrog sets off again. With one hand, he grabbed the holy light brilliant spear that Young Linger used just now. The other hand is holding tightly the exclusive reward diamond level Balrog gun that was revealed by the Balrog boss just now. Both are long guns. They are also diamond level quality weapons. A piece filled with holy light, a symbol of darkness. Asterisk. Here we come, you don't want to fight? Silence. Yes. Where is the momentum of your national team? Where is your Eternal Guild's appearance? How many old people are moved out? Scare me? 7781. BBS. Die. Afterwards, let the old man behind you come forward. Come personally again. Dot and kill me, in full view. As silent as a cicada, the whole audience was confused. And Yi Zan's roar exploded again, loud shouts. Echoing in the sky. Every word shook the hearts of everyone in the audience to tremble again and again. My whole body can't help but shake like a sieve. I'm about to lose my mind. It's not just the sound, it's too high-pitched, shocking. The content of Yi Zan's words, it was even more explosive. Let the national team, in other words, the old man behind Yang Tianchong, the 9-turn Sky Knight, comes out. Come in person? Doesn't that mean the top of the national pyramid? The strongest old people, second only to the existence of the three supreme old men. Not even looked down upon by the tyrant? Oh my god? Tyrant boss? What is your identity? Senseless. Everyone was completely confused. It's not just the professionals in Zhanghai City. Even Zhang Tian and Su Mei, as well as Yang Tianchong and all members of the 13th national team. Now, their minds went blank, stunned. What's the situation? National level boss, the fourth most powerful old man in the country. He didn't even take it seriously? Lost your mind? Or, behind, there is a scarier background. What background? How crazy can it be? Ignore everything today. Ignore everything, there is only one possibility. Old people from the previous generation. Those ancient existences in the long history. That can't be defined by rank 9, but transcending the 9th revolution. Achieved the existence of Godhead, not good. Defense. Yang Tianchong was in a trance for a while, his brain cells were almost burned out, his brain was blank, and his eyeballs were almost bulging out. However, next moment, he reacted suddenly. First, he clenched his teeth and took a deep breath. Then, he yelled at the national team members behind him. Defense. Definitely defend, because, in Yang Tianchong's field of vision, Dan Mo took off. It is constantly magnifying before his eyes, can say this. Up-pointing arrow. Or, Yi Zan is definitely strong enough. Flame-winged demon. Familiar, the last time is rank 9. Now, he is going to fight back, temporarily take over the body of the demon pet, and Team 13. Fight, not defensive, waiting to be like Young Linger? Exploded into a sky full of data modules, drop half the level. Ruin a career. For national standard professionals like them, that would be even more uncomfortable than killing them. Once the level drops by half, career potential suffers. They will be forcibly kicked out of the national team. I can no longer enjoy those generous benefits. I can no longer be a master. Boom, in an instant, under Yang Tianchong's order. Soon, various apex-level skills presented, the gorgeous and splendid elemental radiance condensed into shields of holy light, protecting Yang Tianchong and the others within them. Not only that, various halos are superimposed layer by layer. But they are all apex-level buff auras. It can instantly increase the defense and health of apex-level professionals like Yang Tianchong and others. To put it simply, assisted by various apex-level buffs and defensive skills, the combat power of Yang Tianchong's entire team can be increased by at least 2 or 3 times. That's equal to 3 national teams, 13. No, that demon pet, even if it is really rank 9. It is impossible to break through our defensive shield. Yang Tianchong breathed a sigh of relief, his expression relaxed slightly. He turned around and murmured to the team members behind him. Immediately, he raised the heavy sword in his hand. Star-level weapons. Protect me. Even if he is really the descendant of the old people of the previous generation who already had divine status. We also need to consider the strength of the 13th team of our national team. A demon pet? You want a pair of 30 to compete against all of us? Yang Tianchong frowned with a complicated expression. He muttered something angrily. Nonsense. Isn't Yang Tianchong scared? Forget it. No matter how strong Yi Zhan is, so what if the background is tough? We can't really wipe out their entire 13th team, right? If you really do this, as a result of, Yi Zhan also has to weigh it up. National team. There are only 13 teams in total, 073. Every hunting party. The status is very high, indispensable. Do this, even if you are a descendant of the previous generation of clerical elders? I will also be criticized by thousands of people. They will also be jointly tried, locks. Do you really think the national team is vegetarian? 30 apex-level professionals, national standard figure. Can it be destroyed by one of your demon pets? What a joke. Yang Tianchong raised his chin slightly, and his tone was a bit cold, wishful thinking. Really like the national team, however. Yang Tianchong hasn't finished mumbling yet. Next moment, a majestic and magnificent ancient palace appeared out of thin air. Falling from the sky, it blasted directly at Yang Tianchong and the others. Not only that, bronze pillars engraved with demonic patterns also suddenly appeared. 30 national team members including Yang Tianchong were imprisoned in it. Balrog exclusive skill 013503025 Filu 210,232,390. SS level. The Ancient Palace of Heroes, SS level. Abyss Cage. Don't look at it. These 2 skills are only SS level. But, released with the apex level bloodline of the abyssal world of Enma. With Yi Zhan's 4-dimensional attribute release that is already a level beyond that of a 9th level professional. The effect shown, terrible, just heard a pop. The defense that Yang Tianchong and the others put in place with great effort. All of a sudden, 6. What? No, this is impossible. Yang Tianchong was stunned, completely dumbfounded. Petrified. Not only him, but the 30 members behind him were also confused. Scalp numbness. The hair on my body exploded, however. Something even more exaggerated is coming, that's right. Balrog's counterattack. How could it be so simple? I saw. Midair, that majestic body swayed slightly. Balrog holds 2 diamond-level weapons in his hands. The holy light is brilliant, fire demon spear. / forward, holy healing priest. SS level. LV. Level 850, 14, that's right. It's really broken. The Balrog spear only knocked slightly, and this level 850 holy healing priest, with the same defensive skills, was instantly shattered. In an instant, data modules burst out all over the sky. Phew. Another slight knock. Creed Assassin. SS level. LV. Level 930. Also broken. Another Apex level professional, an Apex level master who is about to reach 9th rank. Died on the spot. Phew, hiss. Oh my god, in an instant, the whole place was as silent as death. Silence. In the sky. The majestic Balrog wildly waved the 6 Balrog wings behind him, his arms slightly spread out, each hand holding a diamond-level spear tightly. Underneath the Balrog, 7 professionals. All are members of the national team, at this time. The body is gradually shattering into ashes at a speed visible to the naked eye, turning into a sky full of data modules and experience points. Hiss. 7 national standard masters. The ranks are all above level 700 or 800. Even a big shot like Creed Assassin, it's almost 9 turns. However, under the Fire Demon's shot, all of them were broken directly. One move, one time, even the skills are not released. He just died. Oh my god. Now, the whole place was as quiet as a pool of stagnant water. Everyone's expressions froze. Brain is blank, silence. But it's deafening. Everyone's heart is trembling crazily and almost suffocating. You call this a demon pet? What level of magic pet can penetrate a national level master with just a slight tap? Don't give up any skills, just like that. Those high-ranking members of the national team are dead? F*K, tyrant boss. No, the demon boss's demon pet is definitely not rank 9. That's the 9 transformations of transcendence. The Balrog that already possesses the priesthood. Or, that's the devil, silence. It was finally broken by the horrified voice of a city standard level professional. He was panting wildly, with a look of shock on his face. 9 levels of transcendence? Priesthood? As the voice of this city logo professional landed, the whole audience was suddenly confused. Then, this 200-level knight took a deep breath and explained briefly. Whether it's a professional or a pet beast, from 1 to 9 levels, there is a total of 1,000 levels. 1,000 levels are 9 levels. However, if you want to transcend the 9th rank and advance to a higher level, you must obtain the priesthood. That is, the legendary, half-divine level and divine level. Can you kill 7 national standard professionals so easily? Get the 13th team of the national team, the tyrant boss's demon pet. I have definitely obtained the priesthood. The worst, it's also half-divine level, God. It's really coming, oh my god. This is a war between gods. It's so explosive. The voice of a municipal professional was trembling as Xi Jinping shouted. And he just finished speaking. Another beautiful pastor from Jiangnan province also trembled slightly, raised her voice and shouted. Let's not talk about the real priesthood rank. Even half-divine level, there aren't many in the country. Only the best among the top 3 teams in the national team can barely be regarded as semi-divine level. And I want to advance to semi-divine level, difficulty. Compared to 9 turns 10 times, that's not nice to say. That's how difficult it is to level up to 10,000. Dent. All of a sudden, everyone's hearts trembled. There is a feeling that the heavenly spirit cover is about to be overturned. Shocked. Oh my god, so crazy? Jag, isn't that a god? Them. Witnessed a war of gods? Damn it, in an instant, the tyrant's strength rose to a new level in everyone's minds. 70%. It's even more mind-boggling to the point of being unpredictable. God-level magic pet, even if it's only half-divine level? That's quite scary. Such existences are just giant beasts of tyrant bosses? Oh my god, the background behind the tyrant. How shocking is it? Okay, I dare not think about it at all. At the same time, Yang Tianchong was about to collapse. Driven to distraction, my heart is going to explode. Yi Zan's power has exceeded his knowledge. With just a wave of his hand, without using his skills, he killed 7 national standard level professionals. This kind of strength, not to mention reaching half-divine level. That is definitely 9 levels of transcendence. Can such existence? Which old man are they descendants of? Never heard of it. Even the old people of the previous generation who have obtained the priesthood and become gods. It's hard to raise such monster-level young offspring. Not to mention, Yang Tianchong has never heard of him. Not to mention, which descendant of an old man would kill members of the national team so brazenly? This doesn't look like at all descendants of gods. And like underground world, the dark side. Pagan, if we say the national team, job transfer temple, guild, official professional association, these symbolize light. So, the dark side of the underworld, it's the church. Yi Zan's series of operations are so abnormal, totally ignoring all the rules. They really look exactly like the pagans in the underworld. Even, Yi Zan, it's very likely that the underground dark church, Pope, if that were the case, everything would make sense. Etc. I surrender, admit your mistake. Thinking of this, Yang Tianchong took a deep breath and looked at the Balrog in midair with a look of horror on his face. He held his breath and yelled a few times with all his strength. Showed weakness. Subdued. At this time, Yang Tianchong no longer had any fighting spirit. Just want to survive. Nonsense. They are all members of the Dark Church. The monarch. What else are you playing with? Moreover, semi-divine level demon pet. How can he, Yang Tianchong, be qualified to compete? This thing can be regarded as a god, admit your mistake? Yi Zan's voice. It rang again. There was still a loud roar. It was so shocking that everyone's souls were about to be astral projection, and their whole bodies were shaking uncontrollably. Then give your life. Yi Zan sneered slightly. In the sky. The sound echoed. Yang Tianchong was suddenly startled. My whole body couldn't help but tremble twice. I'm almost out of breath. You. Who are you? Yang Tianchong's heart almost rose to his throat. Who I am? Yi Zan was silent for a moment. Subsequently, loud shouts exploded in the sky. The tyrant you call? Or devil? Yang Tianchong's pupils shrank suddenly, and his eyes were filled with blood in an instant. He felt that he was about to suffocate. Tyrant, demon, default, dent. He is really the monarch of the Dark Church in the underground world. Otherwise, which god is the descendant of the old man? Would you say such a thing? Which old man would allow his descendants to kill like this? A word of disagreement directly destroyed a national team. You are the infidels of the underworld. You are. The Dark Lord. Yang Tianchong used all his strength and shouted at the top of his lungs. His expression was completely crazy. My mind is broken. Subsequently, he crawled back as hard as he could. Like a lingering sewer rat in the sky. The Balrog remained silent. There was no response to Yang Tianchong's words. He just raised his hands slightly. Forbidden curse. Holy flame funeral. Is that a forbidden curse? Yang Tianchong was scared out of his mind and roared crazily. Lees. The demon king of the underworld? Dark Lord? What's going on? Zhanghai City, something like this happened. Yang Tianchong suddenly took a deep breath. His whole body was shaking like a rattle, his heart almost stopped, and his daily throbs were straining his nerves. A splitting headache. My consciousness is a little blurry. Zhang Tian. Su Mei. Let you govern Zhanghai City. You guys are actually hanging out with the church. Wait to die. The national team, all 13 teams, will be present. Purge Zhanghai City. No, those old men on the national team will also come in person. The gods are coming. No one can escape. Yang Tianchong roared heartbreakingly. Pity. The forbidden curse flashed by, sweeping him completely, not just Yang Tianchong. Under the impact of the forbidden curse and holy flame funeral, all the members of Team 13 were shattered. The entire army was destroyed, and at the same time, the whole place was dead silent. You can hear the needle drop. Everyone is confused. Church, underground world. Dark Lord. Demon. All 13 national teams are present. God is coming. Clear Zhanghai City, DEVT. Senseless. Everyone in the audience was immediately stunned. His expression solidified. The brain shuts down. Almost suffocated. Grandmas, who dares to believe it? Originally, I just came to join in the fun and wanted to see the exquisite operations of the SS Level Great Demon Instructor, a member of the national team, and admire his combat skills. Who knows? More than 30 big players from the national team were all present. What's even more scary is, now, this national team has been destroyed by a tyrant in front of everyone. Various apex level skills. Various diamond level and star level equipment, here. Even the forbidden curse, there have been several waves. However, finally, the biggest breaking point is here. Exit. Not a professional, but the pagans of the underworld. Even the big boss in the Dark Church, Dark Lord. In a sense, that thing can indeed be called a demon. The real devil. Darkness incarnate. What the hell? The gods are coming to purge Zhanghai City? 13 national teams. No, 12 national teams will all come to Zhanghai by then. Even those who have transcended the 9th level have obtained the old men of the clergy. Those old men who are equal to the gods with their flesh and blood, they will also be there. F*K. Exploded. This time it really exploded. Everyone's emotions were exploded like oil barrels. The city standard professional who was over 200 levels just now was so impressed that his eyes almost bulged out. With panic written all over his face, he roared loudly at the top of his lungs. F*K 150 slots, it's over. This is the end of the real mud girl. The gods are coming. This is not as simple as sensationalizing the whole country. But, we at Zhanghai are afraid that we will face an unprecedented catastrophe. The voice of market professionals, it touched everyone's nerves. On sight, it suddenly boiled. Hiss, all the national teams are here? 12 teams, plus those old priests? Doesn't this mean that our Zhanghai city has directly turned into a battlefield? Damn it, Ragnarok, the battlefield of gods? Explosion. It's so explosive. The dark devil of the underground world versus the old priest at the top of the country's pyramid. No, brother, are you okay? What are you doing so stupidly? Run away. Although Yang Tianchong is not a good bird, he is still an SSR level 9th turn Sky Knight. He said he is a tyrant. He is the Dark Lord of the underground world, and he is probably inseparable. Why are you standing there in a daze, too? That's right. Are your brains burned out? Run away. People are already the devil of the world, and you're still sitting here stupidly. No, Yang Tianchong is not sure, right? Does he know a hammer? If he knew the situation, would he come to the Dragon Valley dungeon to die? And dragging the 13th team with them all for nothing? From this point of view, this the Sky Knight is more like a traitor, okay. That's right, to put it bluntly, compared with that little Yong Yan, I always feel that the tyrant god is more like a positive figure. What the hell is that Yong Yan? Directly blocking the dungeon and devouring the Balrog boss. You're just like a hypocrite. Don't even bother with your shame. That's it, the tyrant boss, or the devil boss, it's really a relief, it's so cool. Missed tank. No, brother, please sort out the situation. The tyrant first killed Lu Cheng, the cool school beauty, and then pinched to death the SS level Dragon Knight, the genius girl of apex level in the imperial capital, twice in a row. Finally, even the country the 13th team was completely wiped out. What do you think this situation is if it's not a pagan in the underground world? The tyrant boss, can't he be the descendant of those clergy elders of the previous generation? Can't he be a little crazy? You Yang Tianchong are nothing. Why should I tell you your true identity? In my opinion, the tyrant boss is mostly the descendant of the gods. Even if it's the dark demon, I'm still convinced it's much better than someone like Yong Yan. How can I say it? I don't know what the identity of the tyrant is. However, I can be sure of one thing. He has a strong background. He is very powerful. To be honest, the operation that the tyrant just performed was absolutely amazing. 2 diamond level weapons. With a slight knock, it directly destroyed the 9th level professional. Even that wave of forbidden spells, grandmas, was so explosive that it wiped out the national team in one fell swoop. Half divine level demon pet, in other words, god level demon pet. Ignore the national team. Ignore the old priest who is on top of the national team. I can't even imagine how scary the tyrant boss's background is. It's useless to think. Now, the current situation is the national team and the most apex level priest in the country are about to come. Clear Zhanghai city. Winter is coming. God will so much. I can't even catch my breath now. It's so crazy. It's so gorgeous. That wave of battles just now are almost among the 10 most gorgeous in the history of the country. That scene, that Banju, hiss, so handsome. Go back and take a breath, brother. Are you afraid that you don't know how terrifying the dark church in the underground world is? When all the national priests and national teams come, I'm afraid there will be a sensational job transfer for the entire people. The world's God War. Ragnarok. Run as fast as you can and leave Zhanghai as soon as possible. I estimate that this will become the next myriad races battlefield. Everyone, boiling, now. The professionals present still knew nothing about the identity of the tyrant boss. But, what is certain is, first, the tyrant boss is very strong. 2 pet beasts. One is a 9-turn mythical beast, the giant frost dragon, which can even freeze forbidden spells. One end is a demon that seems to have been promoted to the semi-divine level, flame-winged demon. Easily defeated a national team, a national figure. The Knight of the Nine Revolution Sky, in the hands of the Balrog, could not withstand even one move. No need to use any skills, one tap and he's dead. Second, the background of Tyrant is tough, horrible beyond imagination, CFBI. Regardless of whether Yang Tiancheng's final guess was correct, the background of the Tyrant is definitely not simple. Either they are the descendants of the old people of the previous generation who have been promoted to the level of gods and have the priesthood. A young big shot at apex level who was personally trained. Either the Tyrant is really what Yang Tiancheng said, or the pagans of the Dark World, Dark Lord, Demon. No matter which one, the background is scary to death. It may even be crazier than what everyone imagines. Third, a tsunami sweeping across the country is coming. The news of the death of all members of the 13th national team will spread throughout the country in a short time. Even the whole world will be shocked by this. After all, the national team represents the strongest competitive force in the country. 013503025 Filu 210,242,180. And such apex-level combat power. But he was completely ravaged by a beast master. A pair of 30. The group is destroyed, completely annihilated. Certainly, 13 national teams descended on Zhanghai and purged the entire city. Those god-level elders and clergy elders at the top of the power pyramid were alarmed. It's the same as an earth-shattering tsunami, hiss. After the crazy discussion, all the professionals in the dungeon were so frightened that their hearts trembled. Gasps and hisses came one after another. It's scary to think about it. Soon, tens of thousands of professionals who were watching quickly left the dungeon. Even today, not just this copy of Dragon Valley. Zhanghai City will also usher in an unprecedented scene. Millions of citizens fled. Plus, it's going to become an empty city. Fog Channel, the gods are coming, Ragnarok? I thought it was just a title. Good guy, are you serious? Are you really a demon? Go quickly. At the same time, Johann gasped twice, pinched his throat and screamed. He turned around and wanted to drag Lu Qing away with him. However, at this moment, Lu Qing's expression was not standing still. His pupils were filled with horror, terrified. What a plump and graceful body. He even trembled crazily several times, if it were a peach. They are all ripe. The water came out. Lu Qing, what's wrong with you? Johann frantically swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva, and his somewhat red eyes glanced over Lu Qing's beautiful figure. Immediately, he frowned and said with concern, "Were you frightened by the battle just now?" Hiss, it's really scary, forbidden curse. 9 turned divine beast. God-level magic pet. The national team was destroyed, the Dark Lord of the Underworld. If I hadn't witnessed all this with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. It's so explosive, so exciting, but don't worry, Lu Qing. Even if something unexpected happens in Zhanghai City, whether it's the coming of the gods or the twilight of the gods, even if this city turns into a battlefield, I will definitely use all means to take you out. Speaking of which, Johann couldn't help but raise his chin. Wei Wei feels a little proud. At this time, he looked like that. An innocent high school boy is talking about the so-called love words of each other to the girl he likes. Johann was so moved that he was confused, and in his heart. Lu Qing. That's the kind of, a little princess who needs protection. DJ1 hash. Lu Qing at this moment. But I was thinking about other men. Ex-boyfriend, Yi Zan, Dark Lord, Demon God. The faces of these two people. It overlapped in Lu Qing's heart. It made her delicate body tremble uncontrollably. Everyone is going crazy. Lu Qing's heart. Yi Zan has a place. The devil has a better position. The only thing he doesn't have is Johann, the boiling sheep. The devil. Is he really Yi Zan? Lu Qing opened her mouth slightly. The cheeks were a little red. The beauty is so delicate and charming. However, her graceful figure could not stop trembling, her white skin rising and falling, making Johann's eyes widen. Them, how can it be the same person, whiz? No, maybe, it's just that the voices are somewhat similar. The profile looks a bit similar. Lu Qing frowned slightly, Her heart seemed to be about to explode, pulling on her nerves, causing her teeth to clench in pain. Lu Qing was really shocked. Go crazy, no. Got to figure it out. Lu Qing took a big breath. Her eyes first focused on the Balrog in midair. The tall and domineering body of the Balrog, so handsome. Full of masculine flavor. Real man, immediately. Lu Qing reluctantly withdrew her gaze, and glanced at Zhang Tian and Su Mei in the other direction with her peripheral vision. The tyrant. Or the devil must have something to do with Zhang Tian and the others. Ask Zhang Tian to find out, everything will be revealed. Lu Qing pressed her temples and let out the long breath she was holding in her heart. What to say? Regardless of whether the devil is his ex-boyfriend Yi Zan. Lu Qing wants to figure things out, if not, it would be great. I begged Zhang Tian to introduce the devil, that is a young big shot who can easily destroy the national team. If only I could hook up with a being like the demon god. Lu Qing has whatever she wants, after. You can go ashore directly. Why are you trying to catch a girl? Fly directly onto the branch and become a phoenix. Become a real apex level socialite, do less, milk. As for the identity of the devil, Lu Qing really didn't care. So what if he is the Dark Lord of the underworld? It's better than staying in a small place like Zhanghai City. Dark Lord. Demon Lord, it's also very popular. Not better than Johan, loser? Certainly. If the demon boss is the one standing behind him are those god-level old men. That would be even more fun, after. Lu Qing is in the imperial capital, she might be able to walk away sideways. Also learn from young Linger's demeanor, so cute. Arrogant. Someone support me. How cool. Thinking of this, Lu Qing's expression suddenly brightened. Her breathing became more rapid, and the back of her head felt slightly hot. Excited. Surprise. I've been looking forward to it all. Anyway, after all, her eyes were opened today. In this world, there are actually people who can easily destroy the national team. It's really like a god coming to Earth, so shocking. Secondly, although the identity of the demon boss has not yet been fully understood. But, now is your chance to get to know the devil. As long as Zhang Tian and Su Mei can recognize the devil. Cool, it's really cool, you can say that. Today is the most exciting day for Lu Qing in a while. I have practiced Pilates and yoga for so long. Coupled with the skills learned from those small websites. Even if it's a demon, it should also fall. Even if I see the world again, street snacks are so tempting. Lu Qing, am not bad either. Lu Qing raised the corners of her mouth slightly, half squinted her eyes, and smiled charmingly. My heart is about to beat out. It's like she has seen the scene where the devil is in her arms. At the same time, when Johan saw Lu Qing's charming smile, he was stunned for a moment. Ouch! It must be those words I just said, impressed Lu Qing. She must think I am a good man, very good, this time. I should be able to win it, stable, right, a woman. In such a critical moment, if a man comes to take care of her, she will definitely be the easiest to be tempted. Grandma's, Johan. You have such a good brain. Lu Qing. Qing, don't worry, I will never abandon you no matter what time. Thinking of this, Johan hurriedly put on a flattering smile, tried his best to restrain his trembling tone, and pretended to look at Lu Qing and said. In the eyes. Even with a hint of affection. Lu Qing was stunned. He looked at Johan next to him with the same look he was looking at. Oh, I'm so touched, Johan. Lu Qing's expression was slightly disgusted. But, she still pretended to be moved, he said perfunctorily. So touching, nonsense now. We still have to rely on Johan to leave the dungeon. Let's go, it's not good to continue to stay here. Lu Qing looked around. Most of the professionals have left. Only Lu Qing and Johan were left. *7, *7, *7. Johan swallowed wildly. He nodded hurriedly and said with a smile. At the same time, Zhang Tian and Su Mei stood there dumbfounded. Especially Su Mei. My calves are soft. I'm about to be scared to death. AK. F*K. Su Mei wanted to cry but had no tears. How'd I know? The corner of Zhang Tian's mouth twitched, and he immediately yelled at the top of his throat. My old frame is about to fall apart from fear. Young Master Yi is just a genius. recklessly penetrated the SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. Transferred to become an SR level trainee Dharma Saint. This situation is already quite amazing. There's nothing wrong with saying he's the #1 genius in Zhanghai City. Beast Master Profession? 9-turn mythical beast? Half-divine level demon pet. Destroy the national team. Even, it directly led to such an explosive situation that all 13 national teams were present, the gods descended, and Zhanghai City was purged. I have never seen such a scene. What's the most annoying thing? Little old man, I will always be a breeze on my sleeves, pure and innocent. I dare not accept gifts from others. As a result, in the end, I turned out to be a pagan. Tensure, real punishment. Zhang Tian held his breath, totally freaked out. If it weren't for the mage profession, I am afraid. If it were a little old man, his little heart could no longer hold back. Had a heart attack long ago. Sudden death is over. For Lu Qing and others. Whether Yi Zhan is the dark monarch of the underground world, is not a big deal. It doesn't matter, but Zhang Tian and Su Mei are different. Yang Tianchong has already named them, waiting for the national team to arrive. The god-level old man has arrived. Zhang Tian and Su Mei will be prosecuted. What will you say then? Yi Zhan still has the equipment given to him by Zhang Tian. It's over. Become an accomplice, President Zhang. I'm going to cry. Su Mei looked at Zhang Tian with an aggrieved look, her face turned pale with fright. Oh, it's okay, don't panic yet, Zhang Tian said with a trembling tone. Although, looking at it now, these operations of Master Yi are indeed very similar to the pagans in the underground world. But, the pattern is open. Point 0, is it possible that Mr. Yi just has a tough and lawless background? Can't they be the spoiled descendants of the god-level elders of the previous generation? If you are the prince of ancient times, can you not be crazy? Su Mei was stunned. He sniffed his nose all of a sudden. Said weakly, I'm not, how did I know, besides, even if you are. The prince, you won't play like this, right? National team. There are only 13 teams in the country. One team was destroyed directly, besides, where can the prince be so strong? Su Mei's words immediately silenced Zhang Tian. Good guy. The comforting words were swallowed in one fell swoop. Forget it, don't think about it. Zhang Tian swallowed. Let out a long sigh. His expression was still very shocked, and he had not yet calmed down enough to go to bed. However, he comforted himself and said, let Mr. Yi speak first. Anyway, we are both tied to the same boat as Mr. Yi now. Whether it is the national team or the old priest, we will definitely not. Will you just let me go? It would be better if Mr. Yi were a descendant of a god. Maybe we can take advantage of this wave and take off directly. It's really an underground world. Okay. In the future, I'm afraid we can retire early and be imprisoned for 30 years. Hiss. Su Mei was stunned and suddenly startled. Don't worry about whether you have anything or not. You are just playing with the Dark Lord. I don't care whether you are innocent or not. Just. Zhang Tian shook his head helplessly. He made a motion of wiping his neck. Su Mei was frightened. The beautiful face has lost its expression control. Those long legs that were as beautiful as a water snake were completely stretched. Then, she and Zhang Tian both took a deep breath and looked at the air. That majestic body, Balrog. At the same time, midair, Yi Zhan raised his head slightly and took a deep breath with excitement on his face. Cool, so cool, this wave, what a prophet, Zhang. Name. Yi Zhan. Occupation. Trainee Dharma Saint, Senior. Level. LV.60 HP. 6.9 billion points strength. 2.21 million. Physique. 2.07 million spirit. 2.94 million agility. 2.6 million. Template. Sky Knight, SSR. Black Dragon Warrior, SS. Creed Assassin, SS. Leon Handpriest, SS. Holy Flame Great Demon Tutor, SS. Dragon Knight, SS. Flame Winged Demon, SS. Undead Bone Dragon, Senior, Golden Dragon, Senior. F*K. Mid-air, Yi Zhan, who was still in the form of the Fire Demon boss, looked at his current attribute column and couldn't help but gasped on the spot. Numb. It's so numb, even he himself wanted to call out at this moment, he's a pervert. More than 30 Apex level career templates. The lowest strength is SS level. Even SSR level professions such as the 9-turn Sky Knight are also available. Certainly, compared with professional templates, attributes are stronger. After the 617 frantically harvested the attributes of more than 30 national team members, Yi Zan's fourth dimension had been raised to an extremely terrifying level. What to say? Each of the 4 attribute entries has exceeded the limit of 2 million points. What is this concept? Yang Tianchong, SSR level. The Master of National Standards. Rank 9. And the total of his basic attribute points is only a few 100,000 points. But what about Yi Zan? Grandma's, now, it is almost reaching 10 million points. Plus 55. Even if it's a blood bar, that's scary enough. Attribute points? 10 million levels. Even if the god of Dharma comes, he must kneel down on the spot. I was shocked and stunned, without any exaggeration. With Yi Xuanshen's current strength, even if all 13 national teams are present, he can easily handle it. Knock it. A 9-turn death, silky, simple. Rough, of course, if it is those old people who have transcended the 9th level and obtained the priesthood. That's not necessarily the case. The clergyman in the long history. Yi Zan frowned slightly and murmured secretly in his heart. His grades in cultural classes have always been very good. I also know a little bit about the old people on the national team. 9 levels of transcendence. Achieve the divine status. Obtain divinity. Priestly old man, those beings are almost the same as gods. I don't know, with my current attribute strength and more than 30 professional templates, can I compete with the priestly old man? Yi Zan thought thoughtfully, uncertain, but it shouldn't be easy to get caught at once, after all. Yi Zan's current health bar is not as long as usual. Billions of health points, no need to panic. We still need to make some preparations. Yi Zan raised his brows and murmured to himself. Do prepare. Yang Tianchong's words, how scary. The gods are coming. Cleanse Zhanghai. It feels like the sky is falling. Will Yi Zan bow his head? Impossible. So, you need to make some preparations in advance. Change your job first, then increase the level. Maybe I can unlock another SSS Level Specialty, no matter what. You can also unlock some new skills, just a forbidden spell. So many career templates? If you use the SSR level, Sky Knight, template to change jobs. Yi Zan was slightly stunned. I had a bold idea. Or, using the SS level Balrog boss template to change jobs. Hey, Yi Zan's imagination was wide open. Don't panic, you can give it a try, experience. A lot of. It was enough for Yi Zan to be directly promoted to rank 9. Ahem. After all, the experience points revealed by more than 30 national level bosses. Let Yi Zan rise to level 1000, it's really not that difficult. The feeling of Balrog is so good. Yi Zan shook his head slightly. Stretching his body. The 6 wings of the Balrog behind him waved wildly a few times. Yi Zan couldn't help but sigh. What to say? Switch to the Balrog boss form. Really comfortable, there is an indescribable feeling. Omnipotent. Never-ending. It seemed that everything in front of him had been stepped on. Certainly, there was also an inexplicable sense of violence spreading crazily in my heart. At this time, Yi Zan felt that he was really like a fire demon in the abyss world, violent and warlike. Even, a little thirsty for blood. 2 pieces of star-level equipment. Plus $14.57%. Yi Zan looked slightly sideways. Looking at the items dropped by the national team. Explode. It's so explosive. The harvest this time is much greater than that of brushing the dungeon. Dozens of diamond-level equipment, plus 3 major guilds. The head guild may only have a few diamond-level items in total. Moreover, they are all gadgets with insignificant effects. But now, what was placed in front of Yi Zan was all supreme-grade equipment. A wave. Get rich suddenly. Name, Breaking Dawn Sky Sword. Grade. Star-level attributes. Plus 40,000 points of strength, plus 700% physical critical hit, plus 800% physical damage, plus 300% holy damage. Exclusive weapon skills. Apex level armor sunder, apex level magic, holy sword defense, sky holy light, bloodlock, holy damage. Name. War sky armor grade, star level attributes. plus 50,000 points of constitution, plus 100% health, plus 100% mana, plus 400% magic resistance. Exclusive armor skills. Apex level defense, Apex level bloodlock, Apex level blood recovery, Skyguard, war passive, damage absorption. Should I knock? What a luxury, as expected of the national team. Just glancing at the basic attributes of these 2-star level equipment with his peripheral vision, Yi Zhan was immediately shocked. Attributes. Explosion. A Breaking Dawn Sky Sword directly brings 40,000 points of power, equivalent to 400,000 points of physical attack power, and 700% physical critical hit, 800% physical damage. It even made the corners of Yi Zhan's mouth twitch. Luxury. Too luxurious. Unfortunately, Yang Tianchong is too weak. There is no way to take advantage of these two pieces of equipment. If it were Yi Zhan, it's a little scary. The damage is increased several times. That's great. Good. Yi Zhan half squinted his eyes and couldn't help but smile happily. It can be used temporarily. When something better comes out, replace it. Yi Zhan touched his nose, said thoughtfully, after all, these two pieces of star-level equipment, it's considered a national team thing. Yi Zhan used it. To jar. It's more comfortable to get boss-exclusive rewards. The new one is better than the old one. Wow. Yi Zhan 4.9 collected all the loot in one breath. Then, his whole body trembled slightly, directly restored the status of a professional. He took a breath and walked in the direction of Zhang Taiyan and Su Mei. At this time, in front of Yi Zhan, Zhang Taiyan and the two were dumbfounded. He stared blankly at Yi Zhan, who was walking towards him. Like a petrified sculpture, like a statue. At the same time, news that the 13th team of the national team was wiped out was exposed. All of a sudden, a nationwide sensation. All over the country, national standard professionals were frightened and stunned. Job transfer temple, professional association. Imperial capital, then he was completely shocked. A tsunami is about to sweep across the country. Imperial capital. Job transfer temple, the highest palace. 12 round table conference room. A top-secret emergency meeting began. Imperial capital. Job transfer temple, the highest palace. This is the most magnificent financial building in the imperial capital, built in the most central location in the city center. Top layer. Inside the 12 round table conference room, a dozen big figures who often appeared on news channels were sitting around the round table, their expressions a little solemn. Yang Tianchong, Yong Yan, and 30 members of the national team were standing at the round table like primary school students, shaking like sieves. His expression was even more difficult to see, even. In the quiet conference room, the suppressed gasps of Yang Tianchong and others could be heard. No way. What happened in the copy was really terrifying. It has completely subverted Yang Tianchong's worldview. You can say that. Yi Zhan's power. The intimidating power of a god-level familiar is comparable to a nuclear warhead in peacetime. How could he become so cold so quickly? Is everything you said true? An atmosphere of silence. It was finally broken by a middle-aged man sitting in the first place. He raised his head slightly and glanced at Yang Tianchong with complicated eyes. White God. SSSR level. 9-star Glory Knight. National team. The strongest hunting group, first captain. Rank. Half-divine level. How strong he is, no one knows. However, one thing that is certain is that Baishan almost represents the strongest combat power in the country. If the Dharma God is the number one in the mage system, then the White God is the strongest among the professionals. Further up, there are only those old priests. It's all true. I promise. Yang Tianchong took a deep breath, then hurriedly nodded and bowed to Bai Shen and said, "If you don't believe me, you can ask them." Including Yong Yan. The 30 national team members all nodded immediately. However, his expression was frightened and he had not yet fully recovered. 9-turn divine beast. Half-divine level demon pet. Forbidden curse group destroyed all of you? Bai Shen's voice was a little unnatural, murmured thoughtfully. His brows furrowed slightly. Yes. Yang Tianchong swallowed, suppressed his voice, and said in great shock. Bai Shen, please believe me, that guy can never be the descendant of the old priests. Even the Poseidon would not be able to raise such perverted offspring. This is beyond the scope of genius. That Yi Zan is probably the dark monarch of the underground world. Demon Lord, devil, I recommend. Report the situation to the elders of the clergy immediately. Then, let the gods come, purge Zhanhai. Yang Tianchong took a breath and shouted with a trembling voice. At this moment, his mood was extremely complicated and he was about to go crazy. Yang Tianchong had worked hard to reach level 1000. After being terminated by Yi Zan's wave of forbidden curses. Rank dropped directly to level 500, this level. Forget about the national team. To become a magister at Qinghai University, you had to go through 2 or 3 rounds of reviews. His resentment towards Yi Zan was about to explode. I wish I could bite Yi Zan to death right now, gritting his teeth angrily. Shut up, however. Facing Yang Tianchong's incompetent rage, Bai Shen just knocked on the 12 round tables in front of him and scolded him solemnly. Don't think that I don't know you, block copy. Swallow the Balrog boss. You Yang Tianchong and your 13th team, what a big deal. Using the name of the national team to show off your power outside? Bai Shen glared at Yang Tianchong fiercely, suddenly. Including Yang Tianchong, all 30 members of the national team couldn't help but tremble. Terrified, especially Yong Yan. At this moment, he swallowed his saliva and hurriedly lowered his head. Bai Shen's reputation is not only known to the people of the national team, but also to the whole country. Said it was Bai Shen, it's already very restrained. Some outsiders even gave Bai Shen a title, God of Death. His murderous intention is no less than that of Yi Zan. What's more, Bai Shen's status is here. Apart from the old priest, he has the highest status in the country. Job transfer temple. Guards Corps, national team. You have to listen to him. All of a sudden, the whole audience fell silent slightly. Forbidden curse, beast controller. One person will destroy your entire 13th team. Do you think that if I step forward, I can definitely win? Shirakami frowned. Let out a long sigh, although there was no hint of fear in his tone. But, the words have been made very clear. If Yang Tianchong and the others could be destroyed easily. Even if Bai Shen comes forward, it doesn't necessarily guarantee a guaranteed win. Fact. Of course it is. Secondly, Yi Zan's identity. Why do you think he must be a heretic from the underworld? Shirakami spoke again. His fingers tapped the table slightly. Then, in midair, a 3-dimensional image immediately appeared. Yi Zan's information. All displayed in midair. All the details of Yi Zan are displayed in the holographic image. Include personal connections, and the background that can be checked. A senior high school student studying at Zhanghai City No. 1 Middle School changed jobs for the first time, less than half a month ago. The first job transfer was E-level trainee mage. The second job transfer, I directly challenged the SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower, and my profession, SR Level trainee Dharma Saint. Zhanghai City S Level Guild, Golden Rose Guild, Shu Yue and he are childhood sweethearts. Judging from the information, there was no strange behavior from beginning to end. It's just that since I changed jobs at school, I've been a little bit strange. Ended the undead tyrant boss, buy some skill slots? Inventory slots? Speaking of which, Shirakami paused slightly, he looked up at Yang Tianchong again. Then, he glanced at everyone present, come. You tell me, if he is a heretic from the underworld. Lying for so long, what is the purpose, if he really has evil intentions? Why not just destroy the entire Zhanghai city? Harvest the experience points of all professionals? What's wrong? Do you have to wait to harm you, Yang Tianchong, and your 13th team? You have such a big card? Let a dark lord and a demon keep an eye on you for more than 10 years? Bai Shen's voice rose a bit, his expression was slightly angry. And at this moment, Yang Tianchong was stunned. Seemingly, that makes sense, It is said that Yi Zan is a heretic in the underground world. No problem. The key is, what are they trying to do? What are you doing lurking in Zhanghai City, lost your mind? What Shirakami means is, the atmosphere at the scene was already freezing cold. At the round table, dressed in a long purple dress, with a graceful figure and illuminated by the holy light, the Dharma god looked slightly at Yang Tianchong and the others. Taguchi smoothed things over and said, it's unlikely that it's the Dark Lord. It's very possible that the people standing behind him are those old clergymen in the long history. Captain Yong. With your status, you don't know much about the forces behind the country. You may not have come into contact with the real gods. Don't talk about semi-divine level demon pets. 157. Even a god-level magic pet is not impossible. Judging from the current data, Yi Zan is most likely a descendant of the first generation of gods, or the descendants of the next generation of gods, those clergy elders at the end of history personally cultivated. The words of the Dharma god, Yang Tianchong's expression suddenly froze. Stunned, terrified, the first generation of gods. Oh my god, first generation? Aren't they already? Yang Tianchong opened his mouth wide, looking dumbfounded. Shut up, Begami knocked on the round table again. He glared at Yang Tianchong coldly. Those are not things you can discuss. Bai Shen took a deep breath. He looked at Fa Shen and others. At last, stay on Yang Tianchong and everyone in Team 13. The old priests and the others. Now, not in the country. Now, I am in charge of the whole country. Yang Tianchong, Yang, all members of the 13th national team, are suspended from duty starting today. At the same time, we will be permanently expelled from the national team. The specific situation will be judged after Poseidon and the others return. Secondly, Zhanghai City will be classified as a forbidden area from today until Poseidon returns. No other people are allowed to enter, the national team is also banned. Shirakami said calmly. At the same time, throughout the conference room, silence fell. Everyone was stunned. As for Yang Tianchong and the others, they were so frightened that their minds went blank. DOF. Zhanghai City, listed as a forbidden area? The members of the national team, the national standard masters, especially those like Bai Shen, are all like gods. Are they all banned? Don't you mean that, Zhanghai? Forbidden by the gods. What? As soon as Bai Shen's words fell to the ground, Yang Tianchong took a sharp breath of air, with shock and horror written all over his face. Zhanghai City, classified as a forbidden area. Forbidden by the gods. And he, Yang Tianchong, and all the members of the 13th team, these former national standard masters, were all dismissed. Permanent expulsion from the national team. This is even more uncomfortable than killing Yang Tianchong. The point is his background really so scary? Even the 9-star Glory Knight, a lifelong warrior, and the highest-ranking white god in the country, is so afraid. Oh my god! What kind of existence did I offend? Enough to alarm? No, to be precise, Shirakami was frightened. Are the first gods so terrifying? Yang Tianchong murmured twice with a dull expression, and his whole body was shaking uncontrollably. At this moment, he had completely lost his mind. He almost stumbled and fell to the ground. What to say? Regardless of Yang Tianchong's status or strength, for the whole country, it's really pretty good. Unfortunately, in front of Shirakami's level, just little people. In Yang Tianchong's cognition, the first generation of gods. Aren't they the first generation of clergy elders? Them? Could it be that there is a deeper meaning? How much attention is needed? Any existence associated with the first generation of gods will be classified as a forbidden area. Dude, this is too exaggerated. Forbidden area. Nationwide. Listed as a forbidden area, only 6 places. Everywhere. All very important, the 6th forbidden land. Even imprisoned by the legendary supreme bloodline. Seraph, and now. Plus, directly listed as the 7th forbidden land? At 89. Is the score so heavy? Stixa. Take Yang Tianchong and the others down. Imprisoned at the lowest level of the Supreme Palace. Eternal cage. Wait until Poseidon and the others return, then do the final judgment. At the same time, the national team, the 13th team, will be cancelled directly. From now on, there are only 12 national teams in the country. After Poseidon returns, he will conduct a final judgment on Yang Tianchong and others. Shirakami waved his hand. He said solemnly, in the conference room. All the professionals were stunned. Then, the Dharma god stood up slightly. Shen Choeui is her name. In front of the outside world, she is the god of Dharma. However, compared with the real old priest, she is nothing but a god. Dharma god is just an honorific title. Shen Choeui has not even reached half of the divine level. Not to mention, she is also just an ordinary member of the first team of the national team. No matter how high the position and status are, you must also obey Bai Shen's orders. Captain Yang Tianchong, do you do it yourself, or? Shen Choahui looked at Yang Tianchong with cold eyes and said slightly. No, how so? I didn't do anything to that Yi Zan at all. Yong Yan. She just made the same mistakes that members of the national team make. How can we be directly imprisoned in an eternal cage? Even judgment by God? Yang Tianchong shouted like crazy. His eyes were already red. Like a crazy wild dog, he behaved towards Shen Choahui and all the senior national team bosses. #Zanliming, Shen Choahui frowned. Too lazy to talk nonsense with Yang Tianchong. Raise your hand and cast a binding spell, in an instant. Yang Tianchong and others, a total of 30 professionals, were all shrouded in holy light and disappeared into the conference room. Then, Shen Choahui, the god of Dharma, came to Baishan, bowed slightly and said politely, Baishan, I have thrown them into the eternal cage. Speaking of which, Shen Chuyu's voice was slightly trembling. Actually, not to mention Yang Tianchong, even she was confused at this time. *1+4. Would Bai Shen be so afraid of that person in Zhanghai City, Yizan? Is it just because of the semi-divine level magic pet? Ismet, are there other reasons? Only. Shen Chuyu's vision and identity are indeed not enough. There are too many things that she can't touch, are you confused? Shirakami was silent for a moment, he glanced at everyone in front of him. At this time, the people in the 12-round table conference room were all big shots from the first team of the national team. There are also some who hold apex-level positions in the country. They are all big guys. Apex-level big shots except for the priesthood. That's not what I meant. Rather, what the big guys above Poseidon mean. 013503025 Filu 210,252,190. Shirakami let out a long sigh. The eyes are complicated. Hiss. Hear these words. Everyone, including Shen Choahui, was stunned for a moment. Poseidon. That is a real god. God level. Poseidon. This old man can be regarded as directly managing the national team. Or, they are the superiors of Shen Choahui and Bai Shen. Usually, it appears most frequently, in the eyes of Shen Choahui and others. The strength of Poseidon, it's just like a true god, the seraph of the sixth forbidden land. It was seized by Poseidon himself, how powerful. Needless to say, and the big shot above Poseidon? Thinking about it gives me chills down the back. Before Poseidon and the others go to the myriad races battlefield, they asked me to take charge of the country. A god-level old man sent a message to Poseidon. 3.2. During the Great Reincarnation Technique, there was a reborn person who appeared in Zhanghai City. Poseidon asked me to keep an eye on that place. Unless absolutely necessary, you must not step into that world easily. Me, Bai Shen said earnestly. A moment. Shen Choahui was stunned. The other big guys were also shocked. Damn it. That leaf, it's the reborn. Hiss. Is there really a rebirth? You mean, he is the reincarnation of a god. Shen Choahui opened the corners of her mouth slightly, her beautiful face suddenly turned red, and she was already covered by it. I was so scared. The reincarnation of gods, to put it simply. That is the older generation of clergymen, reincarnated and reborn. No wonder. So strong. The key is, which generation of priest is it? Poseidon, he is strong enough. It's just the priesthood of the previous generation. And those big guys above Poseidon, it seems that it is only a few generations apart. If Yi Zan is the reincarnation of the first generation god? Oh my god, it is indeed big news that can shock the world. Uncertain. Bai Shen frowned. He took a deep breath, and then slowly said, of course, this possibility is very high. At present, the first generation of gods has been reincarnated. Archangel Gabriel, God Jehovah, Olympus, Divine King Zeus. These existences are also suspected of being reincarnated. Our great Shalong kingdom is currently, there was no first generation god. Bai Shen's brows furrowed, the tone was heavier than before. The natural disaster of the undead is about to come. The situation is serious, everyone, please make preparations. Having said this, Bai Shen closed his eyes slightly, with exhaustion written all over his face. So that's what it is. In the silent conference room, Shen Chuyu's voice sounded quietly, and she was really shocked. Certainly, none of the other big guys thought that such an earth-shattering event would happen in Chenhai City. God is reincarnated, still the first-generation God. Oh my God, okay, that's it for the meeting. Let's release the news that all members of the 13th team have been dismissed. From now on, the national team will only have 12 teams. Secondly, you must never step foot into Zhanghai City. For the time being, please do not contact Zhang Taian and Su Mei again. Wait until Poseidon and the old man return before making any plans. Bai Shen knocked on the table, he said quite firmly. Now, everyone in the conference room nodded solemnly. Nonsense. They are all the first-generation gods. This matter is big enough. Who dares to provoke Yi Zhan at this stall? Just in case, he is really the first generation of priests. Don't end up like Yang Tianchong and others, being judged by the gods. That's the real, winter is coming, eternal death. At the same time, news broke that all members of the 13th national team were dismissed. Not just dismissal, they all also fell off the national server list. Even, nationwide, there will never be a 13th team from now on. Even if the national team recruits new players, that's also renumbering. It won't be the 13th national team. For a time, the whole country was completely shocked. All the major divine-level professionals were stunned. Shock. So shocked. Who was it that wiped out all the more than 30 national standard bosses of the national team in one go? The level dropped by half. Even caused Bai Shen to dismiss them? Hiss. Unfortunately, no news came out. Under the control of Shirakami. News from Zhanghai City was completely blocked. Even if it is leaked, it is only a few words. Only people know. A demon god has appeared in Zhanghai City. The national team's 9 Turn Sky Knights and the main 10 Apex level professionals, Wave 4 Bidden Curse were wiped out. At the same time, Zhanghai City was completely sealed off. Don't go out of town, not even allowed to enter the city. Zhanghai, it was like an isolated island, completely isolated. Suddenly, people were panicked. All the professionals in the city are going crazy. This rhythm. Bear. Do we really want to rectify the whole city? Clear Zhanghai? Divine judgment? Is it really coming? Come on. Zhanghai City. City center. The top floor of the Golden Rose building. Shu Yue is going to cry. OJ, congratulations. You successfully completed the mission. S-level bloodline. OJ. Because you have not participated in or helped Yi Shen end the S-level Blood Dragon boss mission, the reward will be halved. Ding! Because Yi Shen has successfully killed the SR-level Undead Bone Dragon boss, the SR-level Golden Dragon boss, the SS-level Fire Demon boss, the SS-level Great Demon Tutor, the SS-level Creed Assassin, and the SSR-level 9 Turn Sky Knight. Overdone. Congratulations, you have received 100 times critical strike reward. Epic Forbidden Spell Old Gods. OJ. The next rank 1 mission. Demon God's Apostle. Task Introduction. Now, Yi Shen has the strength to kill 9th level professionals instantly. Assist Yi Shen to advance to the 9th level rank, and open the second world, the Abyss World copy. Help Yi Shen conquer the first Demon Apostle, and you can get reward, star level exclusive boss weapon. Shu Yue is going to cry. In front of her, there are 2 things. Number 1. An epic forbidden spell, Gods of Old. What level is the epic forbidden spell? Yong Yan's Holy Flame Funeral was enough to destroy this Zhanghai city. And the epic forbidden curse, it has already touched upon Shu Yue's knowledge blind spot. Heard about it. Never seen it before. She had only seen in a short video that God Daxalong Guibo once used an epic forbidden spell in a star dungeon. That moment. Like Ragnarok, all the boss in the entire map exploded in an instant. What a blast. No exaggeration at all. The second thing. It is a thin and light tablet. At this time, Shu Yue is playing in a loop. Tyrant. In other words, the video of Yi Zhan destroying the 13th team of the national team. Doubt. It's so shocking. Yi Zhan transformed into a fire demon. With a slight strike of the spear in his hand, the 9th level national standard master died immediately. At last. More exciting, Yi Zan's wave of 963 forbidden curses fell. Holy Flame Funeral. The entire national team. All were wiped out. Xu Yue's mouth twitched slightly, shock written all over his face. Stunned. Then, she slid her finger across the screen. Short video app top trending search. The gods are coming, clear Zhanghai. Latest report, Zhanghai City has been completely blocked. Devil? Who is it? The Dark Lord of the Underworld? A nationwide sensation, Tianhai has become a battlefield for gods. The 13th national team was wiped out. A tsunami was triggered internationally, and the Global Beast Masters Association was shocked. News from Zhanghai City has been blocked, forbidden by the gods? There is no 13th team in the national team, all members are dismissed, all members are imprisoned, waiting for the final trial. Top trending videos, it's all related to Yi Zan. Or, in other people's eyes, the tyrant demon god. However, Xu Yue can only watch these videos. After clicking on them, he cannot comment at all. Because, all networks in Zhanghai City have been blocked. View only. Can't express thoughts, to put it mildly. It's completely blocked. Not only cannot all information be conveyed to the outside world. Even, the customs and checkpoints in Zhanghai City are all blocked. Can't leave, cannot enter. Zhanghai has been reduced to a dead city. Really isolated from the world, within the land. The citizens of the whole city were so panicked that they almost went crazy. Everyone is going to be shocked, what to say. Yi Zan's identity, at this moment, it was as if he had been hit by a stone. Verified Yang Tiancheng's statement. He is the Dark Lord of the Underworld. Otherwise, why was Zhanghai City directly blocked? Aren't you just waiting for the gods to come, and clear the whole city? However, the 13th national team has been permanently cancelled again. Yang Tiancheng and others were dismissed. Even, he was imprisoned in an eternal prison. This is new, CFDI. News. It's a bit contradictory again. If Yi Xuanzhen is the dark monarch of the underground world, it's a pagan, Yang Tiancheng and the others. Shouldn't he be rewarded? It's considered a meritorious service? But, the final result is to be imprisoned in an eternal prison, waiting for the final judgment of God. For a while, everyone in Zhanghai City was stunned. That demon god, who is it? What background? The whole country can pay so much attention, or rather, panic. And until now, the big names in the first team of the national team have not yet arrived. The White God, the Dharma God, the Job Transfer Temple, and the official professional association all said nothing about what happened in Zhanghai City. Are you scared? Still, not enough permissions? The whole city was stunned, the whole city was shocked. I can't even figure it out even if I think about it. What is going on? At this time, Xu Yue was so frightened that her heart almost jumped out of her chest and she almost fainted. Brain cells have been burned, less than half a month? Yi Shen already has the strength to destroy the national team? That's rank 9, SSR level Sky Knight. One tap and you'll die? Xu Yue was about to cry. Breathing heavily, his face was full of fear and despair. Half divine level, demon pet, mud girl? Why don't you just follow the script? The script never said that Yi Shen has a profession as a beast master. Where did the magic pet come from? Where did this semi-divine level Balrog come from? Yi Zan's growth rate is too fast, if this thing is really a script. The progress bar was pulled, it's full. Okay, in Xu Yue's view, Yi Zan's current strength is something that only late-stage students can possess, isn't it? It will be at least 2 or 3 years later. Result. Less than half a month, have you become a god? What a fuss, it has turned dark. Xu Yue's eyes widened in horror, and he was suddenly startled. Compared to Yi Zan's strength, what she cares more about. This is the state of Yi Shen, destroy the national team. It has led to a situation where the entire Zhanghai city has to be wiped out. The gods are King coming, the highest level of the country. Priestly old man, coming soon, this rhythm. I'm crazy, isn't this a pure villain, demon? The ultimate boss. It's over, hiss. I'm so crazy that I haven't even hugged my thighs tightly yet, and the result? It's already Ragnarok? Xu Yue hurriedly pinched his penis and took a few breaths of air conditioning. My little heart can't bear it, meow, so scary. No. Shu Yue forced himself to calm down and tried his best to make his little brain, which was a little insufficient, run at a high speed. Hold your thighs, you must hug your thighs. Yi Shen is the only one in the entire world who can fight against the undead disaster. Even if he wants to fight against the old priest. Even if he is really the Dark Lord, he is the demon god. Then you have to follow Yi Shen and be a follower. Otherwise, the fourth natural disaster in 3 years' time will cause a very ugly death. No, judging from Yi Shen's growth rate, the fourth natural disaster may be ahead of schedule. 3 months, alive, 1 month? Shu Yue had a brainstorm and his head hurt? I'm almost out of breath, until now. Shu Yue finally understood. What a life script, what to say, if. The plot of the entire world of job transfer, if it were a novel. Yi Zan is definitely the protagonist of Destiny. And she is Shu Yue. It's not like that. Is the protagonist a follower? No, wait a minute, doesn't have to be the protagonist. Maybe he is the villain of Destiny, the ultimate boss. Fifilks. I became. The villain's follower? The corner of Shu Yue's mouth twitched. And Bai Qi couldn't help biting her lip, feeling a little bit deprived of oxygen. There was silence for a while. Shu Yue shook his head crazily, shaking his little head into a rattle. Pity, she herself is careless, empty. The brain cells have been burned out long ago, do not care. Do not care, Shu Yue took a deep breath and murmured to herself in a trembling voice. You're so underdeveloped, don't waste your time. Find Yi Shen, flatter Yi Shen, become a personal follower. As long as it's not cannon fodder, it'll be fine. Think of this. Shu Yue's thinking suddenly became clearer. What happens if the team destroys the national team? The gods are coming. Cleanse Zhanghai. What happened again? With Yi Zan Jeji here, I'm afraid of a hammer. Not to mention, aren't they still childhood sweethearts, now? Even if Zhanghai City is completely blocked, what are you afraid of? Right. That's it. Epic forbidden curse. Give this book of old gods to Yi Shen. Shu Yue pressed her temples, murmured thoughtfully. Only, his tone was still trembling as if he was crying. Very unnatural. Then, find a way to assist Yi Shen Zhu Zhuan and go to the Abyss world. To conquer the demon believers. Doff, Grandmas, what kind of life script is this? Mix. Demon growth manual, Shu Yue was suddenly shocked. Life script, something is wrong, never mind. Do not care, the road is going astray anyway. Stay alive. Live first, however, Shu Yue completely realized that what she was doing now seemed to be cultivating the ultimate villain. Wei Wei is a little panicked. There was another moment of silence. Shu Yue raised his head suddenly, ventilating to comfort himself. Fine, Shu Yue. Don't panic. With Yi Zan Jeji here, what are you afraid of? The gods are coming? Ragnarok? Pooh, you don't understand the strength of the demon god at all? Right, that's it, don't be afraid, Shu Yue. After, follow the devil closely, bullying others with power. Dragon Valley. Yi Zan looked at Zhang Taian and Su Mei in front of him and smiled like a spring breeze. And at this moment, seeing Yi Zan showing such a gentle smile that was harmless to humans and animals, Zhang Taian's old face trembled twice, panic, numb. As for Su Mei, she really couldn't hold it in any longer. The corners of her mouth twitched slightly and she was about to cry. There was a pop seeing the reaction of the two people. Yi Zan couldn't help but smile. The two most powerful figures in Zhanghai City, now. Standing in front of Yi Zan, stand like a minion. The knees are weak. I'm afraid that if Yi Zan speaks in a slightly higher voice, Zhang Taian and Su Mei will be scared out of their wits. President Zhang, the immortality you want. Yi Zan smiled slightly. Pass the immortal heart, exploded by the undead bone dragon to Zhang Taian. Ouch, damn it, the next moment, Zhang Taian's expression froze, and he suddenly knelt down. Atat. Zhang Taian held his breath, and his voice trembled. The words are no longer clear. No, you just defeated the 13th team of the national team. They have all become demons. All of them caused the gods to descend and clear Zhanghai. Such a big shot. Give me something? I don't dare to ask for it. Little old man, I can't grasp it. Beside Zhang Taian, Su Mei was stunned and stared at it. Then, she quickly took a deep breath, and a tangled look appeared on her charming face. Immediately, Su Mei followed Zhang Tian's example. The legs are slightly bent. Plop it, kneel down. At Su Mei swallowed her saliva crazily, showing an expression like a silly roe deer, with clear and slightly stupid eyes flashing with fear and uneasiness. President Zhang, Palace Master Su, seeing Su Mei and Zhang Tian's operations. Yi Zan couldn't help but dumbfounded. He shook his head and said with a gentle smile, "Don't worry, I am not a dark monarch and have nothing to do with the church in the underground world." All of a sudden, Su Mei was confused. What does it mean? Not the Dark Lord? That's good, otherwise, so scary? As for Zhang Tian, his eyes lit up slightly. Damn it? Not the Dark Lord? BBST? Descendants of old priests? The priesthood of today's generation can be ignored. Just one disagreement and the national team was wiped out. How tough is this background? Descendants of the older generation of the supreme god. Or, the legendary, the first generation of gods. Thinking of this, the wrinkles on Zhang Tian's old face trembled and he was shocked. Although, he was very fond of the first generation of gods. Even, I don't know much about the priesthood. All I know is that someone who transcends the 9th level is a demigod. Demigods and above are at the god level. However, even if you don't understand, you still know that those who are stronger than the current generation of clergymen are the gods of previous generations, too. The first generation of priesthood, gods also have strengths. The first generation is naturally the strongest existence. Oh my god. The descendants of the first generation of gods. No wonder they are so unscrupulous. Yang Tianchang is just the captain of the national team. He couldn't find out Mr. Yi's background. It's excusable. Insufficient permissions, not qualified. Zhang Tian opened the corners of his mouth slightly, and his back molars were almost broken. He murmured a few words in shock in a voice that only he could hear. Understood. The truth is revealed. What gods are coming? What Ragnarok? What purge Zhanhai? Waiting for the current generation of clergy elders to come to Zhanhai City. Are you afraid that I will apologize to Mr. Yi in person? Dient. Zhang Tian's pupils suddenly dilated. I was so shocked that my eyes were bloodshot, he couldn't even imagine. How exciting can the scene be on that day? All 12 national teams are present. The most powerful god of today's generation, all the old priests are here. Then, bow and salute. Please forgive Mr. Yi. Even, please return Mr. Yi to the imperial capital. Taking charge of the overall situation? Damn it. X+. Zhang Tian took a deep breath. He was getting older, and his heart couldn't bear it anymore. Although, his imagination is a little exaggerated. But, if Yi Zan is really not a heretic, so it's only possible, the background is really tough. Aren't they just the previous generations, the descendants of the supreme god? Too crazy. So exciting. Burst. Zhang Tian swallowed his saliva and felt a little expectation in his heart. What to say? Yang Tianchang before his death. Pretending to be a big boss in front of Zhang Tian. Leave him to die. Keep saying, God is coming. Judge this little old man Zhang Tian. But, if Yi Zan's background is true, he is really a god of the older generation. So, it's not him, Zhang Tian, who is being judged. But Yang Tianchang, until that moment, I'm afraid, everyone in the national team will flatter him, Mrs. Zhang. Praise him high. A big shot like Bai Shen also wants to say a few good words to Zhang Tian. Maybe, yo, god-level existence. I also need to have a few words with him. All of a sudden, Zhang Tian couldn't help but look forward to it. Relieve anger. So cool, President Zhang. Yi Zan looked at Zhang Tian and called him softly. Ah? Zhang Tian's whole body was agitated. He quickly came to his senses. No, 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 Master Yi, it's too late to call me. Zhang Tian said hurriedly. Yi Zan was stunned for a moment. Xiao Zhang, it seems. This operation of destroying the national team by himself scared the little old man Zhang Tian to death. President Zhang, go back to Zhanhai City. I'm going to change my job. Yi Zan looked at Zhang Tian and Su Mei. He said something a bit dumbfounded. Huh? Su Mei was stunned. He reacted suddenly. Deft. Yes. Yi Zan's current level. Looks like he's only level 60. Certainly. It's just that the trainee Dharma Saint is level 60. According to Su Mei's estimation, Yi Zan's Beastmaster profession should be at rank 9, right? And this time, the group destroyed an entire national team. It should be able to directly upgrade the apprentice Dharma Saint profession to the 9th rank level. Hiss. Turn 9 times in one breath? Oh my god. Okay. After hearing Yi Zan's words, Zhang Taiyan stood up quickly and gave Su Mei a look. Su Mei, who was dumbfounded like a silly roe deer, was confused. He also imitated Zhang Taiyan and stood up immediately. Then, Zhang Taiyan waved his hand, summoned the flamingos. Yi Shen. Please. Zhang Taiyan nodded and looked at Yi Zan with a flattering smile on his face. Job transfer temple. 3 turns. SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. As soon as Yi Zan arrived at the job transfer temple, he went directly to the trial tower on the 3rd floor. Naturally, he chose the Supreme Trial, after entering the trial tower. He did not switch to the Balrog boss form. Instead, he is preparing to rush through the 9-story trial tower as a professional. Even the 9th level Sky Knight was knocked to death. These elemental elf bosses, for the current Yi Zan. It couldn't be easier. Breaking Dawn, Holy Sword of Heaven. Yi Zan slightly raised the star weapon in his hand and moved forward. All of a sudden, all the elemental elf bosses on this level have been cleared. Next level, Yi Zan raised his brows and stretched himself comfortably. At the same time, in front of the trial tower, Su Mei held the tablet in her hand, looked at Zhang Taiyan with a dumbfounded face and said, F*K. President Zhang. Our Zhanghai city, has been completely blocked? Only LAN? No news can be passed to the outside world? Not only that, all customs and checkpoints are blocked. Su Mei looked in disbelief. I really can't hold it in any longer. After all, she is just a little girl who just graduated from graduate school. Why did she do this kind of thing as soon as she took office? Uncomfortable. Want to cry. It's over. We are really going to be purged. We are really going to be judged by the gods. Su Mei was stunned for a moment, with a look of despair in her eyes. You're so dumb. Zhang Taiyan rolled his eyes at Su Mei. I hurriedly clicked on the hot search pinned video in the short video app. Look at this. Zhang Taiyan took a deep breath. His voice trembled as he said, the 13th team of the national team has been dismissed. Eternal prison. Waiting for the return of Poseidon and the others, the final judgment. Look, who will be eliminated? Speaking of this, Zhang Taiyan's expression suddenly lit up. It's already a little crazy. I knew it, it seems. Everything I guessed was right. Zhang Taiyan looked slightly excited. He breathed a sigh of relief. Su Mei was stunned. What's the meaning? Zhang Taiyan looked at Su Mei and said solemnly. How do you say it? I can't even explain a word or two to you. Su Mei was even more confused. Simpler. Zhang Taiyan looked at Su Mei's anxious and panicked expression and frowned slightly, trying to comfort her. So, simply explained, Master Yi's background is more powerful than the supreme existence you know. Maybe even stronger. Asterisk. Su Mei was shocked. Stronger than cognition? Damn it. Is that an exaggeration? Zhang Taiyan interrupted what Su Mei was about to blurt out and said again. Do you know who is the strongest in the national team? Su Mei nodded. Shirikami, 9-star Glory Knight. It is said that, is half divine level. Zhang Taiyan nodded with satisfaction. Then, you know that the old priest is stronger than Bai Shen, right? Su Mei frowned and nodded obediently like a silly roe deer. I know this, old man god. What is the priesthood? Moreover, the clergymen are divided into several generations. Legend has it that the old gods of previous generations were much more powerful than the current generation. Zhang Taiyan interrupted Su Mei again. He took a long breath and explained. Right, white god, in front of you. You are all on the big picture of apex level. The big shot at the top of the pyramid. And those old men at the top of the national team are in charge of the country. Bai Shen also has to listen to their orders. But, you may not understand the clergy elders of previous generations very well. Their strength is much stronger than the priests of this generation. It's like Bai Shen is the same as us. The gap is too obvious. Su Mei's breathing suddenly became a little rapid. Almost holding my breath. Faintly, it seems that I have realized something. Exexito. What I want to say is, according to my judgment, little old man, Mr. Yi's background should be that of the first generation of gods. First generation, it's not as simple as previous generations. But the highest, in front of them. Stop talking about Bai Shen, he's just a demigod at best. The Poseidon above the white god, the real old priest, the big man at the top of the pyramid of this generation. Facing the first generation of gods, I'm afraid they all have to work. Nod and bow. Zhang Tian's tone, it's been a little crazy. The voices were raised a lot, and at this moment, Su Mei was shocked. Damn it. So, do you understand? What we should do now is hold Mr. Yi's thigh tightly. Zhang Tian swallowed, narrowed his cloudy old eyes slightly, and said with a smile. Think about it, if young Master Yi is really a heretic, then why don't Bai Shen and the others come to Zhanghai City to clean it out? What are they waiting for? As for locking down the entire city, maybe it's just a kind of protection? Waiting for the big guys from Poseidon who are qualified to meet Yi Zhan to come forward. Moreover, look at Yang Tianchong and the others. Dismissed, captivity, judgment. Having said this, Zhang Tian narrowed his eyes and couldn't help but smile. Hiss. After being silent for a long time, Su Mei finally raised her head, her eyes lit up, and she hurriedly gave Zhang Tian a thumbs up. Work. He sighed and said, Oh my god, President Zhang. It's you, older gingers are more spicy. Then, what should we do next? Su Mei asked weakly. Zhang Tian shook his head and responded with a smile. Don't worry, wait until Mr. Yi's job transfer is completed. We will act according to the situation. Anyway, with these thighs, I will definitely be able to take off in the future. Show your loyalty, understood? How can I be a follower in front of a boss of this level? That's also the existence that breaks the sky. Zhang Tian's words directly affected Su Mei's emotions. All of a sudden, Su Meijiao's pretty face turned a little red. So excited. Tisk tisk. I didn't expect that. I just graduated from graduate school and can take off. Find wealth and danger, at the same time. SSS level is the top of the highest trial tower. Yi Xuanmeng wore it. Only. Hiss, another SSS level specialty was revealed? Extract boss template. What the hell? Yi Zhan was stunned. Now, he can actually extract the $S template? Template after looting, it can be extracted. For other people to use? Death? Yi Xuanzhen was a little confused. The third turn went smoothly. He uses the apprentice Dharma Saint profession. Successfully promoted to SS level. The career name has not changed. It is still trainee Dharma Saint, and several SS level exclusive skills have been unlocked. Certainly, none of this is the point. The point is, unexpectedly, another SSS level specialty has emerged. This thing, the #1 mage in the country. Dharma God Shen Choeui, she only has an S level specialty. As for Yi Zhan, after 3 rounds, I have actually collected 2 SSS levels. Hiss, something's wrong, something is very wrong. Yi Zhan raised his head and glanced at the stone in front of him strangely. Transcendent guided the angel. Is it possible? Did the job-changing angel create a niche for himself? Never mind, don't make up your mind, maybe it just happened? Demon God Follower. SSS level specialty, extract boss template. 1. You can extract any boss template and give everything life. 2. After extracting the boss template, you can still enjoy all the original entries in the template, but you cannot switch the boss form. 3. The target given the template will become your devil's believer and cannot be betrayed, as betrayal means death. 4. During the promotion process, demon god believers can give you a certain degree of attribute points or exclusive skills, etc., and demon god believers can share a certain amount of your basic attributes based on their level of belief, up to 50%. 5. Yi Zhan clicked on the detailed introduction of SSS level specialty demon god's follower. I was shocked all of a sudden. Original. He thought the effect of this expertise was just to extract the boss template. But I didn't expect that. Can the believers who get the boss template share their basic attribute, 580? This is a bit scary. You must know that Yi Zhan's current 4-dimensional attributes are already beyond the 9th level. Even if we share 1%, that's even more explosive than Yang Tianchong's attributes. Although, Compared with semi-divine level and god level, there is still a slight gap. However, T-box, sweep, national team. To put it bluntly, Yi Zan raised a snow-white Samoyed Coyotito. If he randomly gave a Frost Dragon boss template to Samoyed Xiaobai. So, your own dog can directly become an S-level boss. This is nothing, the point is. Guzi's attributes can be improved to a level that can crush Yang Tianchong. In other words, under the effect of SSS level demon cultist, Yi Zan can let a dog easily handle an SSR level 9 turn knight like Yang Tianchong in an instant. Absolutely tortured members of the national team. Crush the so-called national standard master, M. Yi Zan took a deep breath, his eyes filled with horror and excitement. Cool, so cool, what to say. With this SSS level expertise, Yi Zan really took off. What god is coming? By the time, Yi Zan directly cultivated a group of demon believers. Each of them can have the strength to transcend the 9th rank. Sweeping the level of the national team, even if you are a god-level old man. I'm afraid I'll be stunned into silence, clear Jonhai? By that time, I'm afraid it's not certain who will be purged. God versus God, daft, a real twilight of the gods. Not to mention, Yi Zan can completely plunder another wave of boss templates that are more apex level. SSR level is not enough. Then SSS level, isms. Seraph. Just imagine. When those god-level figures that Yang Tianchong mentioned came from the imperial capital and arrived in Zhanghai City. However, but they saw Yi Shui's SSS level bloodline boss. Even, there is a legendary supreme bloodline, Seraph boss. The 4-dimensional attributes have exploded to an unimaginable level. Each one has strength far beyond its own level. As perverted as Yi Zan, that day, perhaps. It's not Ragnarok anymore, too. The gods were shocked. The superior god-level old man, the staff, are all broken. Crazy, too crazy. Thinking of this, Yi Zan felt a little hot all over, and the back of his head felt numb. This feeling is so hard to describe. At this time, he just wanted to complete the 4th and 5th turns as soon as possible. The experience value is completely enough to rise to the 9th rank. Next job transfer. I wonder if a new SSS level specialty can be revealed. The sense of anticipation was suddenly heightened. Post. Listen to the population and forget about it. Straight out of the SSS level Supreme Trial Tower. Atat. Zhang Tian and Su Mei were slightly stunned when they saw Yi Zan coming out. Damn it, so fast. This is the SSS level Trial Tower. Why are you here with Mr. Yi, same as the F level Trial Tower? Done so quickly, however, Zhang Tian and Su Mei's expressions changed and soon returned to their normal expressions. Right. They have destroyed the national team. It's normal for a big shot of this level. Mr. Yi, how was the job transfer? Did it go well? Zhang Tian half squinted his eyes and said with an extremely charming smile. And Su Mei. Then he held up a cup of milk tea and handed it to Yi Zan. He imitated Zhang Tian and said flatteringly. Master Yi, the milk tea I just ordered, the taro mud bobo milk tea. Can you please take a rest? Yi Zan was stunned for a moment. I couldn't help but feel a bit dumbfounded. After returning from the Dragon Valley copy, Zhang Tian is an old boy. Iceberg goddess Su Mei. The more I look at him, the more he looks like a clerk trying to fawn over his superiors. Or, like a little follower, especially Zhang Tian, whose old wrinkled face was filled with a bright smile that made him smile from ear to ear. But, not annoying, instead, looks very pleasing. Tamarind bobo milk tea? Yi Zan narrowed his eyes slightly, smiled, and looked at Su Mei. No taro paste, no milk tea, Yi Zan said, a popular internet meme inexplicably. Huh? Su Mei raised her eyebrows, confused. Although Su Mei can be considered a 5G surfer, she spends all day giggling on short video apps. But, now she is facing Yi Shen, the descendants of the first generation of gods from Zhang Tian's mouth. The background is so big that it reaches the sky. At this time, Su Mei's mind was filled with all kinds of flattery. How can I think of such a bad idea as taro mud bobo milk tea? However, after being stunned for a moment, Su Mei was suddenly shocked. Damn it, taro mud bobo milk tea, no taro paste, no milk tea. Isn't it just bobo, Boop, moi, ouch, Su Mei nodded and her cheeks immediately turned red. Oh, it's not formal, just say something irregular, Su Mei snorted slightly. She herself is relatively simple-minded. Normally, when chatting with her best friends, every time such a topic comes up, Su Mei would snort, laugh and curse, saying that her best friends are irregular. Who are you facing now? Su Mei was stunned for a moment. Etc. What am I talking about? Zhang Tian warned him 800 times, saying be careful. Be more reliable. The results of it. But you are saying that Mr. Yi is irregular? Hiss. Su Mei suddenly took in a breath of cold air, clenched her teeth, widened her nervous eyes, and stared at Yi Zan blankly. It's over, the national team was wiped out, ha. And at the same time, Yi Zan looked at Su Mei up and down with a playful expression. 1.72 meters. Long legs. 36D. A choppy figure. Fair skin. Coupled with the exquisite makeup of pure lust and the misty eyes. To paraphrase netizens, bedubist, I can't even imagine how fragrant she is. However, Yi Zan dared to think, and there are a lot of ideas. It all made him twitch his index finger slightly. We can get her an elf boss template. Or, a succubus is also good. Yi Zan murmured secretly in his heart, you can say that. Su Mei, it has become Yi Zan's target. Milk tea tastes good. Yi Zan walked up to Su Mei, grabbed the milk tea in her hand, took a sip, and commented thoughtfully. Then, his eyes looked at the snow-white area under Su Mei's collarbone. He smiled lightly and said, after. Finished. Yi Zan glanced at Zhang Tian. I'm going to go around for the fourth time first. Without saying anything more to Zhang Tian, Yi Zan walked to the next level of the job transfer temple on his own. Came to the fourth turn area. The same SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. This time, Yi Zan is still planning to use the Apprentice Dharma Saint career to change jobs. Just in case. What about the SSS level expertise revealed again? Anyway, there are several opportunities to change jobs. Not in a hurry, wait until your natal career is promoted. And then use other templates to transfer jobs. SSR level Sky Knight, SS level Black Dragon Warrior, SS level Balrog Boss, these are all quite perverted Apex level templates. Especially for the profession of Sky Knight, if you change professions again, it is estimated that it can be directly upgraded to SSS level strength. 9 turns or less. It's quite full. If you want to break the SSS level, you need to transcend the 9th level. It involves the demigod level. Yi Zan took a deep breath and walked directly into the BSS Level 4 Supreme Trial Tower without switching the boss form. And at the same time, Zhang Tian and Su Mei were silent. Atmosphere. Quite silent. Su Mei murmured Yi Zan's words blankly, her teeth biting her red lips tightly, and her graceful and charming body couldn't help but tremble. Hey, scumbag, what are you talking about? Su Mei's little ears twitched. He reacted immediately. He blurted it out and revealed everything. The next moment, Su Mei frowned slightly, looked at Zhang Tian with a guilty look, and then turned her eyes elsewhere. Su Mei was about to cry. She said a few words to Yi Zan, not so friendly words. Are you saying that Yi Zan is irregular? Although, it's a bit like coquettishness. But, we also need to divide people. Even if you say this to Bai Shen, you will probably have to. Su Mei's delicate body trembled, and her back felt a little cold. Fine. The demon tyrant was not angry just now. Otherwise, Mei, I'm about to get cold. 113. After a moment of silence, Zhang Tian coughed twice, looked at Su Mei and said with a complicated expression. It's okay, how can I say? Actually, it's a good thing. Zhang Tian hesitated to speak. Su Mei was stunned for a moment. Good thing? Zhang Tian paused for a moment, looked at Su Mei, smiled a little and said, Su Mei, you and Mr. Yi seem to be about the same age, but in fact, you are a complete DJ. Speaking of which, Zhang Tian did not continue. Su Mei was shocked. Those bright eyes widened. What? I have never been in love, President Zhang. What are you talking about? Oh my god, irregular. It's okay, no problem. Zhang Tian smiled awkwardly and added. I just said it casually, but I see, Mr. Yi seems to be interested in you. Ahem, anyway, you Think about it, if you can do that, in the future, Palace Master Su, you have to take care of this little old man like me. The words fell. Zhang Tian couldn't help but sigh quietly. It's a pity, little old man, not a girl. At the same time. 4 turns. SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. Top layer. Yi Zan was reckless again. This time, 1.6. The apprentice Dharma Saint profession has been upgraded to SSS level. Directly became the official Dharma Saint, it's full. Unlocked Isui's SSS level skill, unfortunately. There is no SSS level expertise as imagined, no? Yi Zan frowned slightly, feeling a little regretful. But, it's also normal. How can you unlock a specialty once you change jobs? Dharma God Shen Choeui has already transcended the 9th rank, and only has an S-level specialty. They are all called Apex-level geniuses. Professionals are not boss. Where does the expertise come from? There is one, it's all a matter of luck. Continue to change jobs. Yi Zan looked at the exclusive skills unlocked by the Dharma Saint profession, and they were all pretty good. For the current Yi Zan, there are no bright spots. Average. Using experience points to upgrade his level to LV. Level 120, Yi Zan went to the SSS level trial tower in the 5th turn area. Less than half a minute. Passed through the trial tower again. Come to the top. Yi Zan took a deep breath and looked at the stone statue of Seraph. This time. Use the SS level Balrog boss template to change jobs. Dharma Saint profession. Already reached SSS level. It's quite full. Change jobs again, it is not meaningful. It just unlocks more skills. Even if there are 1 or 2 forbidden spells. It seems that it is difficult to have any additional surprises. Therefore, Yi Zan plans to directly use the Flame Demon boss to change his profession. If nothing unexpected happens, this should be regarded as the first time in the world of universal job transfer that a boss is promoted in the job transfer temple. I wonder what the effect will be if you use the Balrog boss template to change jobs. Yi Zan took a big breath, tried his best to control his inner excitement, and then started to change jobs. Ding! Congratulations, you have successfully changed your profession. Your current profession is SSS level, Immortal Balrog Apprentice Demon God. Ding! Congratulations, you have unlocked the exclusive priesthood, Demon God. This priesthood originated from the Abyss world and is the first of its kind in the world. You will receive rewards, star level, Demon God power, second world, Abyss, permanent ticket. A cold reminder sounded in Yi Zan's mind. For a moment, he was stunned. Damn it! Job transfer successful, the Balrog boss. Actually completed the job change in the job change temple in the human world? Even, directly promoted to SSS level, Undead Balrog? Obtained an exclusive priesthood, a world first. The first priesthood in the world. Unique. You can't reach the rank of 9th rank. And you haven't surpassed the 9th rank, but you can actually obtain the priesthood? Yi Zan took a deep breath, his eyes filled with shock and disbelief. He was indeed shocked by the earthquake. What to say? Look at the process. Professionals want to obtain priesthood. First, you have to be promoted to rank 9, then reached the half-divine level rank. At this time, one can barely obtain a priesthood. Secondly, for professionals, even if they have enough experience points and their rank really meets the semi-divine level, they may not be able to obtain the priesthood. You can't become a true god, all I can say is false god. And now, Yi Xuankai has reached LV. Level 120 and has unlocked the priesthood in advance. Or the priesthood of the Abyss world, to put it simply. As long as he has enough experience points and is promoted to the semi-divine level, he can become a real god of the Abyss. Demon. If I remember correctly. In the Abyss world, there are only 72 demon gods in total, corresponding to the 72 demon god pillars. Yi Zan gasped for breath, and his heart couldn't help but hurt. You can say that. The demon god of the Abyss world. This kind of vocation. It is much more valuable than those level 25 elderly people in China. After all, as the second world, the area of the Abyss is more than 1,000,000 times larger than that of Blue Star. And the 9th level demon boss, there are countless more. How many professionals are there in the national team? 13 teams in total. How many people have really reached the 9th rank? 1 or 200? astonishing. As for the Abyss world, any subordinate of the demon god, there are thousands of 9-turn demon boss. Even half-divine level demon, too many to count. Yi Zan swallowed slightly and felt a little dizzy. Too crazy, even he himself didn't think of it, he just used the Balrog boss template to change jobs all of a sudden. As a result, a demonic priesthood emerged directly. So cool, star level. The power of the devil. Yi Zan raised his hands slightly, an exquisite black power appeared in front of him. The appearance is very strange, it doesn't look like a staff. Said it was a blade, it doesn't match either. It is indeed authority. Just like the symbol of power held by the Pope in the Middle Ages. Yi Zan took a look at the detailed attributes of the devil's authority. This thing is much stronger than Yang Tianchong's Breaking Dawn Tianchong Holy Sword. Not only that, the authority of the devil is the symbol of the demon priesthood. There are so many uses. Abyss world, permanent admission ticket. Yi Zan set his sights on the second reward unlocked by changing jobs, and couldn't help feeling a little numb. The Abyss can be called the second world for a reason. Massive demon boss. Explosive drop rewards, exaggerated experience value. In the eyes of the national team professionals, this place is definitely a sacred land. Certainly, along with generous rewards, there are also countless dangers. 9-turn sky knights like Yang Tianchong would not dare to go to the Abyss dungeon. Only the first team member of the national team, a big shot like Bai Shen, is qualified to lead players who have transcended the 9th rank to the Abyss world. Certainly, they only lingered on the edge of the Abyss for a while and did not dare to go deep into the central area. Other than that, admission tickets to the Abyss world are too expensive. The price of each admission ticket can buy an ordinary star-level equipment. One can imagine, how difficult is it to go to the Abyss? But now, Yi Zan, having obtained the permanent admission ticket, as long as he wants, he can go to the Abyss world once a day without any problem. Under the effect of the immortal Balrog's priesthood, normal demon bosses would be scared to death if they saw him. After all, priesthood comes with class suppression. To put it bluntly, WWE Abyssal World, it will become Yi Zan's back garden. Level up sacred land. Certainly, the most important thing is massive demon boss templates. Oh my god, Yi Zan's pupils shrank suddenly, and his whole body could not help but tremble. This feeling, so cool, it's like a gold prospector suddenly discovering an inexhaustible gold mine in peacetime. Moreover, he is the only one in the world who can go to this place. It's just a joke. There was silence for a while. Yi Zan tried his best to calm down the crazy and exciting emotions in his heart. Immediately, he half closed his eyes and laughed softly. Indeed, demonic priesthood, a proper dimensionality reduction attack. Although today's Yi Zan doesn't know much about semi-divine level and god level, and he doesn't even know how strong the real old priest is. But he was certain. The demon god of the Abyss, even if his rank is not high enough, is still beyond the reach of the old priests in China. Plunder the apex level demon boss template. Grant these supreme bloodlines to believers who will never betray. Yi Zan murmured thoughtfully, already a little impatient. He has some thoughts, and now he will go to the second world. Hard to imagine. How fast can he grow after opening the Abyss? Countless basic attribute points. Apex level demon boss template. As well as demon's exclusive boss weapon, blessed by all kinds of things. Yi Zan is afraid that he can grow to an extremely terrifying level in a short period of time. When the gods come to Heishi, everything will be a joke. That moment, kneel down and worship the gods. Yi Zan will transform into a real demon. Grant to the gods. Die, certainly, he can also grant those who are loyal believers. Perfect new life, LZ. Yi Zan raised his head slightly. Breathed the fresh air comfortably. There was an inexplicable excitement. Like, the whole world has surrendered at his feet. But, after a moment of relief, Yi Zan returned to his normal expression, switched directly to the undead Balrog boss body, walked out of the SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower, and rushed towards the lower level of the job transfer temple. Keep changing jobs, impact 9 turns, although, at present, he is very aware of the gold content of the priesthood of Demon God. A world first. A priesthood that is enough to crush those god-level elders in the country. However, where are the gods of the older generation? Where are the first gods, much stronger than Yang Tianchong? No, to be precise, he is much stronger than the number one figure like Shirakami. So, Yi Zan is ready to make an impact, reach the 9th rank, and then go to the Abyss world. To achieve the true god level. Continue to use the undead Balrog boss template to change jobs. I wonder if I can break the SSS level strength. Yi Zan murmured thoughtfully, rushing towards the Supreme Trial Tower in the 6th turn area. At the same time, Job Transfer Temple, 5 underground floors. The 5th turn Trial Tower area. Zhang Taiyan and Su Mei just arrived here in the elevator and were ready to wait for Yi Zan to complete the 5th turn. However, the SSS level Supreme Trial Tower shook violently. Subsequently, at the top of the trial tower, the crystals lit up. Bright. What the hell? Su Mei was stunned. She just trotted here, and the result was that Master Yi had already passed through the 5th SSS level trial tower. It's noisy. So fast. The Cloud Piercer arrow is not so exaggerated. Explosive. Burst. At the same time, the wrinkles on Zhang Taiyan's old face trembled, and he was as frightened as Su Mei. I was stunned for a moment. Zhang Taiyan looked at Su Mei with a rather ugly expression, and asked weakly, "How is it? How is his job transfer going?" Su Mei opened her mouth slightly. He glanced at Zhang Taiyan like a silly rodier. Then, he shook his little head violently, shaking his head like a rattle. Su Mei took a deep breath, clicked on the tablet in his hand. As the manager of the Zhanghai City Job Transfer Temple, she naturally has the authority to check the job transfer status of professionals. And, in the entire Zhanghai, she was the only one qualified to look it up. Even Mrs. Zhang, the president of the Magic Association. You can't easily read the information, however. Next moment, Su Mei was stunned on the spot. His expression immediately froze. You can fit a duck egg into your open plump red lips. What the hell? Su Mei felt that her scalp was numb, her delicate body trembled violently, her fair and slender legs were already numb and she could no longer stand. Su Mei had goosebumps all over her body. What's wrong? Zhang Taiyan frowned and had a bad feeling. He hurriedly came up and spoke back. Mock, Yi Shao changed his job and became SSS level, Immortal Balrog. And, he unlocked the priesthood. The demon god of the Abyss world. Su Mei panted heavily. Shocked. At this moment, she felt a rush of hot blood rushing directly to the top of her head, and her whole delicate body seemed to have fallen apart, and she couldn't even lift up any strength. Numb. My whole body is numb, oh my god. What did Yi Zan do? Just turned 4, directly promoted to SSS level Forbidden Curse Dharma Saint. This is already very wrong, and now, 5 turns. He was promoted to SSS level 993 Immortal Balrog. He even unlocked the priesthood of the Abyss world on the spot. Damn it, the second career we agreed on is to be a beast master? Where did the Immortal Balrog come from? Can pet beasts be allowed to change jobs in the job transfer temple? Forget it if you change jobs, Mudgirl, SSS level demon? Priesthood. Isn't it true that only the 9th rank of transcendence is barely qualified to unlock it? How can one be so relaxed and divine? For a moment, Su Mei couldn't hold it in any longer and covered her mouth on the spot. She was so shocked that she almost cried. I was really scared, and at this moment, Zhang Taiyan was also stunned. Stunned? Priesthood? Demon? SSS level undead Balrog? Pet beast changes job? Or, no, impossible. Zhang Taiyan glanced at the tablet in Su Mei's hand with his peripheral vision. Ouch! Damn it! Real! All of a sudden, Zhang Taiyan's calves felt weak and he almost stumbled and fell to the ground. Oh my god! The legend turns out to be true. There was silence for a long time. Zhang Taiyan murmured in stunned silence, so excited that his voice was slightly trembling. Su Mei turned back sharply. Stunned. Zhang Taiyan held his breath, took a few deep breaths in a hurry, raised his voice and explained. Rumor. The most apex level beast master can indeed allow the pet beast to complete the bloodline promotion in the job transfer temple. Transfer. It's just that this happens too rarely. Global Beastmasters Association, do you know? In the entire world of universal job transfer, there are only 5 cases internationally. And now, Master Yi, not only did the flame demon pet beast change its job, even, directly became the top level of power in the abyss world. Priesthood, immortal Balrog, demon god. Oh my god, isn't this the taming of the nurturing spirit? Zhang Tian's voice trembled and he almost lost his breath. Su Mei was shocked and opened her round eyes wide. Can be followed, she said weakly. But, Mr. Yi's pet flame demon, isn't it already at half-divine level? It can destroy the 13th national team. How is it possible? It's only 5 turns. This, Su Mei exclaimed incoherently. Zhang Tian was shocked. It felt like all the bones in his body were falling apart, and he couldn't help but tremble several times. However, they didn't have time to continue thinking. The direction of the SSS Level Supreme Trial Tower. Yi Zan transformed into an immortal Balrog and rushed out.